West Delaware football is on the air from Saints Field in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It's the West Delaware Hawks and the Xavier Saints. Good evening, everybody. Along with my partners Aaron Pleat and Bill Logan, this is Jamie Vasky. And Aaron, the Hawks got their redemption Monday night against a very good Solon team, but opponents don't get any easier from here on out, as the Hawks have another good one on tap here tonight as they will take on a very good Xavier team.
Absolutely, Jamie. The Hawks come in tonight after a good win against Solon, as you referred to, and now the competition definitely steps up a notch here with Cedar Rapids Xavier. Xavier, as most people know, come down from 4A down to 3A, but I tell you what, they're a good football team, and the Hawks are going to have to play really well tonight in order to come out of here with a victory.
Absolutely. As before we get this game underway, we've got Bill Logan joining us from the sideline here tonight. And Bill, what's that emotion like right now down on that Hawks sideline?
Well, it's pretty businesslike down here, and you know, they've been talking about passion. That's what they talked about Monday night. That's what they're talking about tonight. You know, cherish this moment, because it's one of those times where you don't get to experience this very often. And you know, come out here and just do what you're supposed to do, and trust that the guy next to you is going to do what he's going to do. And you know, we talked about a little bit today about how much this team plays as a team. You know, and that's what it's going to take here tonight is everybody on this team. You know, the scout squad did everything all week long they could to get these guys prepared, and now they just got to go out and do what they know they're capable of doing.
Well, Bill, does it have any effect here tonight? Obviously, the Hawks are going to prepare for any kind of Xavier team, but Xavier missing some big guys out of that offense tonight.
Well, it is, and you sat there, the Hawks have gone through that this year themselves. You know, but then on the flip side of that, you hope that maybe they don't sit there and figure out that everybody else on the team's got to step up a little more and help for the guys that aren't here. So, you know, we're just playing it's their best against our best, and let's line them up and do what we know how to do.
All right, good luck tonight, buddy boy.
All right, have a good one, guys.
West Delaware enters tonight's game 10-1 after a 28-14 win against Solon on Monday night. Head coach Doug Winkowich in his 11th season here at West Delaware. He's the all-time wins leader with a record of 88-30. He's 20th season overall. He holds a career record of 127-72. He's led the Hawks to 8 playoff appearances and a runner-up finish in 2005. Xavier enters tonight's game 8-3 after they defeated Waverly Shellrock 33-20 Monday night right here on Saints Field. The Hawks will receive the opening kick, and it's bobbled out there by Max Ridenauer. He's going to pick it up, and he's going to be dropped back near the 10-yard line. As the Hawks this season definitely has been one to remember. The offense that led all offensive categories in District Number 3. They were third in Class 3A in rushing, to go along with being in the top 15 in both passing and receiving. And that total offense ranked second best in Class 3A and fifth best in the entire state. The defense also been outstanding for the Hawks. They've outscored their opponents 397-152. They led District 3 with tackles, which is good for second best in Class 3A and sixth best in the entire state. The Hawks will come set 1st and 10 as they're going to line up in that pistol formation with an extra back in there. They're going to give to Russell on 1st and 10. He's going to carry forward to near the 15-yard line, a gain of a couple there. Cedar Rapids Xavier, head coach Dwayne Schulte, he's in his 21st season overall. He has a record of 146-64, 121-60 here at Xavier. He has led the Saints to 11 playoff appearances and a state championship in 2006. West Delaware, 20 playoff appearances, state title in 1991. Their playoff record, 25-18. Xavier, 11 playoff appearances, and now we're going to get a penalty. We just talked about that in the pregame show. Xavier, 11 playoff appearances, the state title. They are 19-9. Aaron, we just talked about that. Swish and I did. When you're sitting here, you're facing a 2nd down and 9. Now you're facing a 2nd down and 14 with a 5-yard illegal procedure penalty.
Yeah, and that's after you bobbled the opening kickoff, Jamie. So the Hawks in a tough position here early on in this first quarter with 2nd and 14 against the defense that we talked about, only giving up averaging about 10 points per game.
Well, you just close your playbook up so much, because now you look like you're going to have to pass, and they will. On 2nd and 14, Lammers is going deep. He's looking for Curley down the sideline. He dropped it. Trent Curley had it in his hands. He had a couple steps on the defender, and it's right through his hands. It'll bring up 3rd and 14. This Hawk offense up front: Colin Weber, Adam Newhouse, Ryan Solomon, Austin Monahan, and Colin Brown. Your backs and receivers are Ryan Kelly, Austin Bishop, John Nagel, Max Ridenauer. Your running back, Coy Russell, the junior, and your senior quarterback, Brent Lammers. We'll get to the Xavier defense here in just a second. They have Noah Clausen, Lewis Hasley, Nick Kellen, Mike Mayer, Nick Lang, Thomas Ickes, Cam Camden Stovey, Matt Downey, Dylan Eller, and Sean Murphy. As Lammers shotgun formation on third down, he's going to throw it short. He's looking for Ridenauer on a screen, and that's going to fall incomplete, and it'll bring up fourth down and 14 with 10:55 left to go in this first quarter.
And the Hawks just kind of looked, minus that beautiful pass by Lammers that went through the hands of Curley, the Hawks just kind of looked a little out of sorts there in that first drive, Jamie. So the Hawks are going to, Xavier Saints here are going to get the ball with some pretty good field position here. So right away that Hawk defense is going to get tested.
So Lammers will punt it away here to the Saints. A high punt is going to be let go by the Saints, and the Hawks, Ryan Kelly, will pick it up at the 46-yard line of West Delaware, and that's where Xavier will start with it, 1st and 10. So this Xavier offense comes out. This West Delaware defense lines up on the front line. John Nagel, Colin Brown, Adam Newhouse, Kyle McGrain. Bennett Cole, Colin Weber, Ryan Solomon are your linebackers. Austin Bishop, Max Ridenauer, Sam Maloney, and Brent Lammers are your defensive backs here for the Hawks. As the Xavier Saints come set on 1st and 10. Bryce Schulte, junior quarterback for the Saints, sophomore quarterback, for the Saints, lines up I formation. Again, without their leading rusher on the season, as Schulte will pass on 1st and 10. He throws it out. He's got a man wide open. That's going to be caught down the sideline, and Xavier is going to strike first with a 46-yard touchdown pass from Schulte, from Bryce Schulte. Try to get number 7. There it is, Matt Downey, the senior, for the first score of the game from 46 yards out. A beautiful pass by Schulte, and the Saints lead it 6-0 here.
And it kind of maybe took the Hawks off guard there a little bit coming out throwing the ball. Xavier.
Bad snap, but Schulte is going to get it through. That's number 3, Sam Tercey. And Xavier leads at 7-0 with 10:36 left to go in the first quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back into Saints Field, along with in-studio producer Ryan Moriarty, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here as Xavier leading it 7-0 after a first-place strike from Bryce Schulte to Matt Downey for the 46-yard touchdown, as the Saints will kick it off again, and kicking it off is going to be Dallas Klein. It's going to be taken, a fake reverse by the Hawks as Curley's going to bring it up the far sideline, and he's going to be run out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. So a better return there for the Hawks, Aaron. Let's see if they can get something going. Again, can't have those penalties there.
Right.
That pushes you back 5 more yards.
Well, you had the penalty and you had the dropped kickoff, and then Trent
pass.
Curley, wide open down the near sideline here, wide open, probably would have been 6. So nothing really went right there for the Hawks in that first offensive possession.
So they will come set here, shotgun formation. Beside Lammers is Coy Russell. And Russell back on Monday night as they're going to give to him here on 1st and 10, and he's got some room up the field, working forward to about the 34-yard line. That's a gain of about 8 yards there for Coy Russell. As we're back here, 2nd down and 2 after the 8-yard gain by Coy Russell with 10 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Xavier leading 7-0. Lammers comes set. Shot pistol formation to give us to the man beside Lammers. That's Ridenauer. He's going to be brought down just short of about the 39-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 4 yards there for Ridenauer, and that's going to be good for a West Delaware first down. So a nice job there by the Hawks, moving the ball and picking up first downs here.
Well, it's so much easier to move the chains, Jamie, when you're 2nd and 2 versus 2nd and 14 like the Hawks were in the last possession.
So Lammers comes set. They give to Russell up the middle. He pushes forward. He's going to get to about the 40-yard line. Pick up 1 there is Coy Russell. And that'll be it. It'll bring up 2nd down and 9 here for the Hawks. As we're just underway, 9:25 left to go here in this first quarter. But if you've missed the first 3 minutes of this ball game, you've missed a lot. The Hawks went 3 and out, had to punt it away, and on the first play, Xavier throws it 46 yards from the sophomore, big sophomore. We'll talk about him when they come back onto the field. As Lammers is going to fake to Russell, give to Ridenauer on the end around, and he's going to be blown up in the backfield back to about the 37-yard line. Is coming up and making the stop for the Saints was Nick Lang, the senior linebacker for Xavier. And that's going to be a loss there, back to the 37. A loss of 3 yards is going to bring up 3rd down and 12 with 8:45 left to go in this first quarter.
It's defense for Xavier, Jamie. It's going to be something the Hawks haven't seen this year. This is definitely a step up here.
Absolutely, as Lammers looks to throw. Now he's going to step out. He's going to roll out to his right. He's under pressure. He's got to try to get rid of it. He's going to step up. He got to get rid of the ball, Brent, as now he's going to come back to his left, avoids all the pressure. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll bring up 4th down and 12. Would have liked to see him throw that ball away, but he runs back to the line of scrimmage, and that is where the Hawks will face a 4th down and about 12 yards there. We talked about Xavier and their defense. They've also outscored their opponents 327 to 111. This defense has been outstanding for Xavier, all season long, as they're looking very stout so far in this ball game here tonight in this first quarter. 4th down and 12 for the Hawks. 7:50 left to go in this first quarter. And Xavier with a 7-0 lead, as Lammers will drop back to punt. As it's a line drive, it's going to roll out of bounds right into the shins of Bill Logan down there on the Hawks sideline. And Xavier will come set on take over 1st and 10. We'll take a look at their starting offense here. As for the Saints, we mentioned minus their big running backs, a lot of yards between Eklund and Courtmeyer. Courtmeyer had 1,174 yards, Eklund with 289, but Eklund was their second leading receiver on the season, as the Saints come set with Sean Murphy in the backfield for them. As Murphy, take a look at that. Joe Welch, Joe Constant, Sanders Faring, Ben Fanley, as we'll get back to that in just a second. As the Saints come set on 1st and 10, they're going to roll out. Schulte looks to pass, throws it downfield, got a man out there, incomplete, as he was looking for Murphy down the near sideline. As the Hawks on the coverage there was Max Ridenauer. Nice job by Max. Again, the up front, that Joe Welch, he's a split end for the Saints. Tim Ottig, your tight end, is Noah Klassen. Nick Stark is your flanker, and Bryce Schulte, your quarterback, is, we mentioned, in for Courtmeyer tonight is Sean Murphy.
And that last incomplete pass, Jamie, was the same play that they scored the 46-yard touchdown pass on, just on this side of the field. So play that worked. They went to the well again on it. As
they're going to pitch out to Murphy here. He kind of bobbled the exchange as he's going to be brought down, as Brent Lammers is going to bust through and drop Schulte back at the 30. See where they spotted here, the 34-yard line of Xavier. That's a gain of 2, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 8 here for the Saints with 7:15 left to go. So the Hawks defense has played well all season long, but again, sometimes that deep ball has been a thorn in the Hawks' side, and we saw that on the first play of the game for Xavier.
Yeah, and like I said, Xavier went back to it again, so that's a play the Hawks are going to have to keep in their memory banks for later on down the game.
As they come set in an I formation, do the Saints as Schulte looks to throw. Kind of a weird throwing formation. He really loads up. He's going downfield. He's got his tight end. He's got the big man down the field, and that's going to be caught. Austin Bishop was on the coverage, but it's going to be caught out there by Matt Hovda. Joe Welch. Joe Welch on the catch there. And that's down all the way to the West Delaware 23-yard line. So a big first down pass, or on 3rd down, for Xavier, and they have 1st and 10 at the West Delaware 23 with 6:40 left to go in this first frame.
And he just simply ran by Austin Bishop there and had a couple yards on him and hauled it in for a big pass play.
So here we go. 1st and 10 for Xavier. They're going to hand off to Murphy. He cuts back to the left, and Ryan Solomon right there drops him at the 25-yard line. Nice job there. Loss of 2 for the Saints there as Murphy started running to the right. He cut back to the left. Solomon was right there. And we talked about the quarterback, just a sophomore. That's Bryce Schulte, 6'3", 205 pounds. A tall young man out there playing quarterback for the Saints. And when he throws, he really loads up. He brings that arm way back, straight over the top passer as they face a 2nd down and 12 here at the West Delaware 25-yard line. I formation. They're going to run out to the right side. Schulte's going to keep it himself. He's got some room. He's looking for the end zone. He's going to be just short. Run out of bounds by Bennett Cole and Brent Lammers, but he's going to run this ball all the way down to the West Delaware 3-yard line. A gain of 22 on that play, and the Saints will have first and goal at the West Delaware 3 with 5:52 left to go in this first quarter.
And just a simple quarterback keeper towards the near sideline here. Jamie and Schulte did a good job of just kind of turning the corner, and fortunately Brent was down there to shove him out of bounds before he was able to climb into the end zone. So this Hawk defense got their back up against the wall here for the second time in this first quarter.
So now the Saints will come set. First and goal from the West Delaware 3. Schulte hands off to Murphy up the middle. He was wrapped up by Adam Newhouse, but then pushed forward for a couple more. As Bomber is going to be credited with the tackle there. He's going to gain a couple there down to the West Delaware 1, where it'll be second down and goal here for the Saints. So this would be a big stand here for the Hawks if they can hold on here, as this is a tough spot to be in if you're West Delaware, as you've got your backs against the wall on the defensive side of the ball, as the Saints have a guy run off the field late, and they're going to call a timeout, and we will take one as well. West Delaware trails Cedar Rapids Xavier 7-0 here. 5:20 left to go first quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Saints Field, the Hawks trail 7-0 to Cedar Rapids Xavier here. 5:20 left to go first quarter, as Xavier faces second down and goal from the West Delaware 1, fresh out of the timeout here. So see if this Hawk defense can stand tall here, as Schulte's going to keep it himself. He's going to go in from 1 yard out, and the Xavier touchdown. They lead it now 13-0 with 5:17 left to go in this first quarter. Not a whole lot the Hawks could do there. They had their backs up against their own end zone, backs against the wall, have you, and they give up the touchdown there. It's 13-0 now with 5:17 left to go in this first quarter.
Well, if you're a Hawk fan, Jamie, this is kind of worst case scenario here. You knew that coming in you're going to have to play a clean ball game, and unfortunately the Hawks are 2 scores down now with 5 minutes to go here in this first quarter.
And the extra point is good. It's 14-0 Xavier. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back here on Saints Field, the Saints set to kick it off. It's a line drive, and it's going to go into the end zone. Curley's going to let it go in for the touchback. As we bring you back in, Xavier leading West Delaware 14-0 here with 5:17 left to go in this first quarter.
And the second touchdown drive for Xavier, Jamie, 7 plays, 68 yards, took 2 minutes and 21 seconds off the clock. Bryce Schulte with the 1 yard touchdown run puts Xavier up now 14-0. This Hawk offense, this is their third possession now of the game. Hopefully the jitters are out. Now we can get back to playing Hawk football.
As Lammers comes set back into the huddle, as the Hawks will start first and 10 from their own 20-yard line. Lammers shotgun formation, 2 receivers split out here on the near side of the field. The Hawks wearing their white tops tonight as they fake the reverse to Bishop. Lammers keeps it himself. He stays on his feet. He's going to push forward up to about the 30-yard line. Might have just crossed the 30-yard line, close to a first down for West Delaware. As we'll see where they spot it. It is going to be just short of the first down, it looks like, for the Hawks. No, it isn't. They're going to call it. It's on the 30-yard line, and they should be because they started on the 20-yard line. But the Hawks coming back here is, again, we mentioned black pants, white tops, and black helmets. Love those white uniforms. I hate playing on the road, but I love them white uniforms. Much easier for me to see as they send Bishop in motion. They fake to him. They give to Coy up the middle, and Russell fights forward up to the 33-yard line, and a gain of 3 there for Coy Russell brings up second down and 7 with 4:50 left to go in this first quarter, and the Hawks with a 14-0 lead. Don't forget, you can stay tuned to KMCH after our game here tonight. You can tune in right now on KMCH.com as the Beckman Blazers taking on Hampton-Dumont down in Franklin County tonight, as the Blazers with a 7-0 lead in the first quarter over the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont. As Lammers will pass on 2nd 7. He's throwing deep down the field. He's looking for Nagel. Nagel goes up, but it's going to be deflected, and we're going to get a penalty marker on the field. As on the coverage there for the Saints was number 28. That was Dylan Eller. They were looking for Nagel. It fell incomplete. Eller got in there, deflected that ball, but they're going to call pass interference against the Saints. Saints fans up here down here in front of us, not happy about that call, but a 1st and 10 upcoming for the Hawks with 4:19 left to go in this first quarter.
And the Hawks, whether it's through penalties or moving the ball on the ground or through the air. This Hawk offense is going to have to find a way to get the ball down the field against this Xavier defense.
Kevin Shookman and Dan McLean on the call right now of that Beckman-Hampton-Dumont game tonight. So tune into them if you want to hear Beckman football, or stay tuned after our game here tonight as the Hawks face 1st and 10. They fake to Russell. Lammers keeps it himself. He gets up right at midfield. He's going to cross midfield down to the Xavier 48-yard line, and that's going to be good for a pickup of about 5 yards there for Brent Lammers, and bring up 2nd down and 5 as they have it at the Xavier 48-yard line. 4 minutes left to go in this first quarter. Again, Xavier leading West Delaware 14-0 as they scored on their first offensive play of the game, a 46-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Schulte to Matt Downey, as they're going to give to Russell up the middle. He's got some room. He's got the first down. He crosses down, and the ball's on the ground. The ball is on the ground. Xavier says they have it, and they do. Xavier football, is the Xavier player who came up with that ball was number 5, Camden Stovey, and Xavier takes over. A nice run by Coy Russell as he got it down to about the Xavier 35-yard line. He coughed it up, and Xavier takes over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line. Not a good break, a bad break for the Hawks there.
Yeah, just uncharacteristic of Coy, of coughing it up there. It's just, that's football. It happens, but you hate to see it, especially with the Hawks starting to kind of gain a little traction there, moving the ball down the field on Xavier.
So Bryce Schulte, sophomore, will come set. He had an I formation. They're both going to shift out, as that's Downey and Murphy. Looked like somebody jumped on that line as he's going to be sacked. Schulte looked to pass, and Bomber got right in there. Adam Newhouse is going to drop Bryce Schulte for the sack back to the 25-yard line. And that is going to be a loss of 6 yards there. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 16 for the Saints.
Bomber coming out with he's clapping his hand, trying to get this team fired up here. Both sides of the ball have kind of gotten gashed a little bit here, and Bomber's out there trying to light a fire under this Hawk defense.
So Schulte comes set, I formation behind him, as they're going to hand off to Sean Murphy up the middle. He's going to fight forward for a few. Bennett Cole's going to wrap him up. Back to about the 20. They're going to spot that at the 29-yard line is where he got to. That's where they're going to stop his forward progress, as that's going to be a gain of 4 yards there. And it'll bring up 3rd down and about 12 for the Saints. So this would be a big stop for this Hawk defense, as they just turned the ball over on the Coy Russell fumble to get the ball back here and possibly make Xavier go 3 and out. 2:30 left to go first quarter. It's 14-0. Xavier leads. Schulte comes set. I formation. The deep back is Murphy. Schulte is going to throw. He's going to throw deep down the field. Looks like he was going to overshoot everybody, and he did. No penalty. As Austin Bishop on the coverage. They were looking downfield to Nick Stark. That falls incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and 12 here for the Saints. The fans on this side not happy about that call, as Stark and Bishop both went to the ground there, but it'll bring up a 4th down and 12 for Xavier.
And the Hawks might have caught a break there, Jamie. It looked like Austin was trying to regain his ground against Stark and might have tripped him up a little bit early, but nonetheless, the Hawks get a much needed 3 and out here, and hopefully get the ball back with good field position.
As the Saints will punt it away, Connor Foley to do the punting duties here for the Saints. As it's 4th down and 12, Foley's punt is away, and Max Ridenauer deep to receive this one. It bounces at the 25. It takes a high bounce, and now it's going to take a Xavier bounce inside the West Delaware 15 down to about the 11, and that's where the Hawks will take over here, 1st and 10. Again, don't forget, you can find out what all of the area coaches have to say about tonight's game. You'll hear from Jim Durr, probably hear from Wes Wilson as Maquoketa Valley. We haven't talked to them since their game Monday night. Talked to him and, of course, Doug Winkowich and Bill Logan on tomorrow. And Jim Durr, of course, from Beckman after the games tomorrow morning at 9 on the Coach's Corner with Kevin Shookman right here on Mix 94.7 KMCH. So the Hawks will have it 1st and 10 from their own 12-yard line. 2:02 left to go in this first quarter. still in the first quarter. Seems like this quarter has taken a while here. Last week, our first quarter flew by, but here we are, 1st and 10, and Xavier leading 14-0 over this Hawk team. Looked like they had a drive going. They were moving the ball down the field last time before that turnover, as they're going to fake the handoff to Russell. Lammers keeps it himself. He spins out of a tackle. He's got it at the 15, now up to the 20, up to the 25-yard line, and that's where he's going to be brought down. It'll be 1st and 10. A nice run there by Brent Lammers, a run of 13 yards. 13 yards there is going to be a West Delaware first down, as it's a gain of 14, as he brought it up to the 26 is where they're going to spot it, as that is where the Hawks will have 1st and 10 at the at their own 26-yard line. A high snap. Lammers recovers it back at his own 10. Now he's got to get rid of it. He's going to throw downfield. And they want grounding call here, and they're going to call it. They're going to call Brent Lammers for intentional grounding, as he just picked that ball up and threw it downfield. As he's going to throw it downfield. And it looks like it's going to be intentional grounding on the Hawks. And that'll be a loss of down if it is intentional grounding. 1:35 left to go, as it's still the first quarter here.
Still waiting to.
They're going to wave it off. They're going to wave it off. So it'll be 2nd and 10, as the Hawks will have it at their own 26-yard line. 1:35. They're going to say no intentional grounding. Coach Schulte getting an explanation from our side judge here, as I don't know if they're saying there was a receiver in the area, but it'll be 2nd down and 10 for the Hawks. A bad snap. Great recovery by Brent Lammers to go back to his 10 to pick that one up and got rid of it. No intentional grounding, as they have it 2nd down and 10. They send Bishop in motion. They give to Russell. He's going to go to the left side. He's going to run upfield, crosses the 30, up to about the 32-yard line. See where they spot Coy Russell here, as it'll be the 32-yard line, as that'll be a pickup of about 6 yards there for Coy Russell, and bring up 3rd down, a gain of 4 by Coy Russell. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Hawks, as they have it at their own 31-yard line. Lammers will pass. He's got a man out there. It's Curley. He came up with it. He went up to get it, and he's going to be run out of bounds. They're going to stop his forward progress, as he's coverage out there by Camden Stovey. As a nice catch there, nice pass by Brent Lammers. And Curley went up for it, and he brings it down at the West Delaware 38-yard line, a 1st and 10 for the Hawks.
Yeah, and a great job there. Brent threw the ball before Curley had turned around and was right there, and Curley did a good job of snaring it.
They hand off to Russell up the middle. He's got it at the 45, crosses midfield to the 49, tries to cut back, and he's going to be brought down at the 48-yard line of Cedar Rapids Xavier. With 44 seconds left to go in this first quarter. A nice run there by Coy Russell picks up the Hawk first down. They trail at 14-0 here, as it'll be 1st and 10 Hawks at the Xavier 48-yard line.
Yeah, that's the Coy we're used to seeing, Jamie, is pushing guys. It's not necessarily a what do you call it? The
stiff arm?
Stiff arm. It's more of a swipe, and he's just swiped a couple guys out of the way and picked up a good chunk there.
They send Bishop in motion, and now we're going to get a penalty, and that's what we talked about, Aaron. Those simple mistakes.
Well, it's one thing when you do them at home, Jamie, and it's a regular season game. Once you get this deep into the playoffs and you're on the road, it's even more imperative that you keep the game as clean as possible on both sides of the ball.
As that's going to back the Hawks up to their own 47-yard line and bring up a 1st and 15. 25 seconds left in this first quarter. As the Hawks will come set, 2 receivers to the far side are Nagel and Ridenauer. Bishop in the slot. Receiver here on this near side is Trent Curley, as the Hawks will come out in shotgun formation. 9 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Lammers looks to pass. He looks to the far side. He's got a man out there. That's Bishop, but he falls down. He's going to get back and just across the line of scrimmage there. And that is going to be the way our first quarter comes to an end, as the Hawks trail 14-0 here. We'll go to quarter number 2 when we come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Along with in-studio producer Ryan Moriarty, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Plain, and Bill Logan back with you here as we come to the second quarter. West Delaware trailing Xavier 14-0 here on Saints Field in Cedar Rapids. As we bring you back, we want to let you know Beckman is leading Hampton-Dumont. That's still in the first quarter, 14-7 the score of that one. As we're back here, Lammers keeps it himself. He's got some room up the middle, cuts back to the right. He's got it at the 35-30 of Xavier. Cuts back, spins around at the 25 and down inside the 25-yard line to the 21-yard line. A nice run there by Brent Lammers. No penalty markers down. It'll be a 1st and 10 West Delaware at the Xavier 21. A nice run there by Brent Lammers doing, playing that leader again and getting them back in this ball, trying to get them back into this ball game.
Well, you took the words right out of my mouth, Jamie. I was going to say, when you're in a little bit of a hole like the Hawks are, you lean on your seniors and your senior quarterback. And Brent's done it all year, and he continued to do it on this drive.
Pistol formation. The Hawks come set. They give to Russell. He's up the middle. He's going to bounce off one. He's going to carry it inside the 20 down to about the 16-yard line. A gain of about 5 yards there for Coy Russell. And he'll bring up 2nd down and 5. Some other scores that we have for you. New Hampton leads North Fayette Valley 7-0. That game in the first quarter. Williamsburg and Albia tied at 0. That in the second quarter. Other 3A scores. Bishop Heelan leading Carroll 7-0. Del Center Grimes and Creston tied at 7 in the first quarter. And Pell and Washington tied at 0 in the second quarter. The Hawks are going to run reverse to Max Ridenauer. He tries to get to the outside, and he does. He's going to cut back. He slips up at about the 15-yard line, so back to the line of scrimmage there, so no gain. It'll bring up 3rd down and a long 4 yards here for the Hawks with 11 minutes left to go in this second quarter, and Xavier leading 14-0.
And it seems like the Hawks are having problems running to the sidelines, Jamie. It looks like Xavier's got that strung out pretty well. I'd like to see the Hawks keep maybe trying to run in between the tackles a little bit. That's where the Hawks have had the most success with Lammers and Russell.
So Lammers comes set. Behind him is Russell. They fake to Russell. They fake to Bishop on the end around. Now Lammers looks to throw. He's going to find Bishop on the near sideline. He's got it inside the 15 down to about the 12. It'll be a gain of about 4 yards there for the Hawks. They're going to be about a yard or two short. They're going to mark it down at the 13-yard line. So a gain of 3, and the Hawks will face a 4th down and a long 2 yards here with 10:14 left to go in this second quarter. The Hawks will go for it here. They need to get out of this hole as they trail by 2 touchdowns.
And field goals probably aren't going to get it done tonight, Jamie. The Hawks are going to, in the red zone, they're going to have to punch these into the end zone. But first things first, let's see the Hawks get this 1st down here and keep this drive moving.
As the Hawks huddled up, rarely do they huddle up. Now we're going to get a delay a game. Delay a game against the Hawks. And now it looks like Coach Wink wants a timeout. As the Hawks normally don't huddle up, they huddled up very late in that sequence. And then when they did huddle up, they didn't get the playoff in time, and they will now face a 4th down and 7. With that timeout by West Delaware, we'll take one as well and come right back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Welcome back in here to Saints Field, where Xavier is leading West Delaware 14-0 with 9:50 left to go in this first half. And the Hawks coming out of a timeout. They got to get out of this timeout now, as they didn't get out of the huddle in time to get that playoff. Now they face a 4th and 7 from the Xavier 18-yard line, and they will go for it here as they're going to line up. Saw this formation last week as they're going to line Colin Weber up in the backfield as he comes set, as Lammers is going to run it here on 4th down and 7, and he's going to be stuffed in the backfield as Xavier sniffed that one out, and he's going to be brought down out there by Lewis Hasley, and the Hawks will turn it over on downs. 1st and 10 Xavier. They have it at their own 21-yard line with 9:45 left to go in this second quarter.
And that one just didn't have a chance, Jamie. It was just there was 3 Xavier linemen in there in the backfield waiting for Lammers, and a good drive just kind of by the wayside here for the Hawks.
So the Saints will take over again here as Bryce Schulte, sophomore quarterback, comes set under center. They give to Sean Murphy in the backfield. Now he's under pressure. He's got to cut back, and he's going to be wrapped up. Drew Cole finally comes in and wraps him up, as Cole's going to bring him down as the Hawks busted through the line there and stopped Murphy in the backfield. He had to run away from some West Delaware tacklers, but the Hawks did a great job. Murphy did a great job of avoiding that first rush by the Hawks. And they're going to drop him for a 2-yard loss. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for the Saints back at their own 19-yard line. 9:15 left to go in the second quarter. Again, the Hawk defense has, they've given up 2 big pass plays, and that's what's hurt them so far here in this contest. But last drive for the Saints, the Hawks did a great job. They're going to run reverse here as they're going to give it off to coming to the near side of the field, and Maloney misses, and now Lammers and Ridenau are going to, Lammers and McGrain are going to come in and run him out of bounds. That's Nick Stark, as he's going to gain about, see where they're going to mark this ball. It's going to be at the 22-yard line. So that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9, a gain of 3 there by Stark on the reverse. And it'll bring 3rd and 9, 14-0, Xavier leading here with 8:55 left to go in the second quarter, and the Saints will come set. I formation here for Bryce Schulte. Behind him is Ryan Williams and Sean Murphy. As they're going to hand off to Murphy, he's up the middle. He's got some room. He's going to be tripped up. He's coming up to make the stop. There was Solomon at the 30-yard line. I believe it's going to be just a yard short of the first down. So it'll be 4th down and 1 here for the Saints as they have it at their own 30-yard line. Are they going to call for a measurement here? Or I see our official stopping the clock. Oh, there's a penalty marker.
Huh.
It looks like it was holding against the Saints. So that's going to back them up from the original line of scrimmage here as they're starting, from where they just started, 3rd down and 9. And they're going to set this ball back at the 17-yard line of Xavier. So they're going to face 3rd down and long here. So what was a 4th and 1 will now be a 3rd and long for the Saints. And now our referee coming over to talk to Coach Schulte. A lot of explaining going on so far here in this first half. As we've got 8 minutes and 39 seconds left to go in this first half as we take a look at some more scores. Keeping an eye on Central Decatur and HLV Victor tied 6-6, that in the second quarter. And Beckman now leading Hampton Dumont 21-7, that in the second quarter. So the Blazers putting on a show in Hampton tonight. Schulte will hand off to Murphy up the middle. He's going to be wrapped up. Coming up to make the stop for the Hawks was Adam Newhouse. Bomber coming in after a short gain there. They got back to about the original line of scrimmage, might have gained a couple more, and they're going to face a 4th down and 8. Here are the Saints, so and they will send their punt team out on the field. So nice job by the Hawk defense. Get a chance. Now they've got a chance to get that ball back. They've got to continue, and they've moved the ball well down the field, Aaron. They just haven't been able to punch it in like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and hopefully with this hopefully with the punt here, the Hawks can get some good field position with a good return and get that offense back out on the field.
Connor Foley to punt it away for the Saints, and it's a booming punt. Ridenauer is going to come up and take this one, and he's going to be wrapped up as he called for a fair catch, and he got hit, and I think the coaching staff over there, and now they're going to throw it. He called for the fair catch, and he got ran into, so that'll be a penalty. Kick-catch interference against the Saints with 7:49 left to go in this second quarter.
And Jamie, with this penalty, the Hawks are going to have the ball, in good field position here. So the Hawks have to do something here, Jamie, if they're going to prevent themselves from getting out of a deeper hole. Or, they're going to have to do something here with this drive.
So Ridenauer calls for the fair catch and gets run into, and that's going to get you a penalty every time, as the Hawks will now have a 1st and 10 at the Xavier 36-yard line. And the Saints leading 14-0 here. As Lammers comes set, pistol formation to give us to Russell. He fights forward, still on his feet, trying to spin out of tacklers as he's inside the 35 down to where they're going to mark him, the 31-yard line of Xavier. That'll be a gain of 5, and that's just hard running again by Coy Russell, doing what he does best. It looks like he's down. He just continues to keep those legs moving and push forward. He does that for a gain of 5 there and brings up 2nd down and 5 here with 7:25 left to go in the second quarter.
And it turned into a running play, ended up as a rugby scrum there by the end there.
So Lammers will come set. Fakes to Russell. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to go down the sideline. He cuts back. He's got it inside the 15, still pushing forward inside the 15 to about the Xavier 14, 13-yard line, and that'll be good for a West Delaware first down. So a nice run there by Brent Lammers. Again, faking the handoff to Russell and carrying it forward for a West Delaware first down. Nice run, and as the whistle's blowing, I'm not sure. Coach Winkowicz talking over there on that far sideline. Not sure if they were going to call a penalty or what the deal was, but it's going to be a gain of about 19 yards there for Lammers as he's got it down to the Xavier 12-yard line where the Hawks face first down and 10 with 7 minutes remaining in the second quarter. Xavier leading 14-0. As the Hawks line up, pistol formation, 3 receivers stacked up here on the near side, 1 on the far side of the field. This is Ridenauer back in the quarterback formation. He gives to Russell. Ridenauer will give to Russell. And he's going to carry forward for short gain. No gain, as it's going to be second down and 10. So Ridenauer in the game at quarterback. I didn't see Brent Lammers go off. However, he is sitting down on that far sideline on the bench getting worked on by Josiah Polito and Jason Knowles. Hopefully they can get Brent back into the ball game as they're going to send Owen Ward in motion. Ridenauer keeps it himself. He's going to fall forward and might have lost a couple yards there as he's back to the 15-yard line. A loss of 3 brings up third down and 13 for the Hawks with 6 minutes left in this first half.
It's another second opportunity here, Jamie, for the Hawks to inside the Xavier 20-yard line here, so hopefully they can make this opportunity count and put some points on the board.
The Hawks are going to take a timeout. We'll do the same. 5:57 left to go, second quarter. Xavier leading 14-0. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Saints Field as the Hawks out of the timeout. It looks like they were giving a little time to get Brent Lammers taped up as he limps onto the field now. So looks like an ankle injury to Brent Lammers as Max Ridenauer will now go out to the far side of the field as they've got John Nagel lined up here on the near side of the field as the Hawks face 3rd and 11. They run option. They pitch out to Russell. He's got it at the 15, 10, runs over a defender down inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 7 or 8 yards there, and it'll bring up 4th down for the Hawks. Nice run there on the option by the Hawks. It'll be 4th down and 6. As a gain of 6 there for Russell. Brings up 4th and 6 from the Xavier 8-yard line. 5:50 left to go in this first half, and Lammers comes set. They fake to Russell. Lammers looks to throw. He throws to the end zone looking for Kelly. He overshoots him out of the back of the end zone, and the Hawks will turn it over on downs once again. 1st and 10, Xavier at their own 8-yard line with 5:43 left to go in this first half.
And you can just tell, you can kind of tell Brent's limping there a little bit, and it's just the mobility factor. That's one less, one weapon that he uses a lot is that ability to scramble and whatnot. And right now he's just kind of trying to work out the cobwebs here, and hopefully he can get back in and getting back to being that Brent that we're used to.
As the Saints come set, Central Elkader and HLV Victor now tied at 12, that game in the second quarter. Other Class 3A scores, Bishop Heelan still leading Carroll 7-0 in the second. Dallas Center Grimes leading Creston 14-7 as the Saints come set. They're going to hand to Sean Murphy up the middle. He's going to bring it up for a gain of 2 or 3. He's brought down by Bennett Cole. Dallas Center Grimes leading Creston 14-7. Pella and Washington tied at 7, and Beckman is leading Hampton Dumont in the second quarter 21-7. New Hampton up on North Fayette Valley 10-7. And Williamsburg and Albia is still tied at 0. That game in the second quarter. A gain of 3 yards there for Sean Murphy. Brings up second down at 7, 5:10 left to go in this second quarter, and the Hawks trailing Cedar Rapids Xavier 14-0. They give to Murphy again. He's trying to get to the outside, cuts it back in. He's going to bring it out to about the 15-yard line. That'll be a gain of 4. He's going to be brought down out there by Colin Weber and Drew Cole, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Saints as they have it at their own 16-yard line.
Good job there by Bennett Cole of kind of setting the edge a little bit and making him cut back in. So big third down here for this Hawks. We need to get the ball back here and get one more opportunity to put some points on the board here.
High formation for Bryce Schulte. He pitches out to Murphy, and he's going to pick up enough for the first down. He's still on his feet. He's got it at the 40. 45, crosses midfield, finally going to be run out of bounds, by Trent Curley down to the West Delaware 45-yard line. A big run there by Xavier is going to pick up a first down.
Yeah, just a counter play. Jamie just came cut back up and cut towards the near sideline, and then it was a foot race. Fortunately, Curley was back there to kind of shove him out of bounds, but not before they cross midfield now, and Xavier's in Hawk territory here on the 45.
A gain of 39 yards there for Murphy. Has Xavier 1st and 10 at the West Delaware 45, 4:20 left to go. They're going to give it on the end around, a reverse play again. Bishop's finally going to make the tackle at the 40-yard line as they gave it again up there to Nick Stark as he carries forward. That's the second time we've seen that play from Xavier. They ran it to the other side the last time, but a gain of 6 yards there as he crossed the 40 down just inside the 40. Bring up 2nd down and 4 here for the Saints. They have it at the Hawk 39-yard line. 3:55 left to go in this first half, and Xavier leading West Delaware 14-0. As Bryce Schulte comes set, was I formation, now just a fullback behind him, as that is Williams, Ryan Williams. They're going to give to Williams up the middle, and he's going to, like a bowling ball out there, he's going to push his way up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 9 on 2nd down and 4 is going to be enough for the Xavier first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Saints at the West Delaware 30-yard line, and it looks like Williams is slow to get up, still down on all fours out there as the training staff for Xavier comes out. And not really what they want to see right now, as they lost Jay Kortmeyer, their leading rusher on the season. He had, again, 213 carries for 1,174 yards and 7 touchdowns. They lost him down here as him and Nick Eklund, their second leading receiver on the team. As Eklund, it looks like he's on crutches. And, I had heard that he had broke his leg, but not what the Xavier staff wants to see is another player down on the field holding a leg. With that, we will take a timeout, and we'll come right back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Saints Field, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Plain, and Bill Logan back with you here as the fullback, Ryan Williams, was the one helped off the field, as already has a brace on his right knee, as he's now jogging on the sideline. So that's a good sign for the Saints team as he comes off the field with 3:30 left to go in this first half, and Xavier leading 14-0. They're going to give it to the running back on the near side of the field. Bennett Cole's going to wrap him up, as that was Matt Downey. As the Saints, they're looking, I thought maybe a late hit out there on Bennett Cole, but Cole's going to bring him down right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain there, as Downey is going to come off the field, and Sean Murphy's going to check in now, as Sean Murphy has had a good season himself, the junior for Cedar Rapids Xavier. He had 41 carries, 333 yards, and I know he had over 100 yards in just one half a play last week, so not dropping off much with Kortmeyer leaving, but they come set I formation. They're going to pitch out to Murphy on the right side this time, and Bennett Cole's going to wrap him up again. Might have been behind the line of scrimmage this time. Another nice play there by Bennett, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 now for the Saints, maybe 3rd and 11. They did lose a yard. 3rd and 11 here for Xavier. 2:30 left to go in the second quarter, and Xavier still with that 14-0 lead.
And Bennett does a nice job of that, Jamie, of setting that edge and making the running back cut back inside, and then the rest of the guys come and help him out. So that time he not only he said it, he made the play. So great job there by Bennett Cole, the 5'10 junior for the Hawks.
And Xavier will call a timeout here with 2:15 left to go in the second quarter. We will take one as well. We'll come right back. You're listening to West Delaware Hawk football from KMCH Sports. Back into Cedar Rapids, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Plain, and Bill Logan back with you here as Cedar Rapids Xavier lead faces a 3rd down and 11 from the West Delaware 31. Bryce Schulte, sophomore quarterback, rolls to his left, looks to throw. He's got a man out there. That's going to be the fullback, and he's going to have enough for the Saints first down down to about the 15-yard line as that was completed out there to Dylan Eller, the running back, 5'11", 165-pound senior, and he's going to go forward enough for the Xavier first down. It'll be 1st and 10 Saints as they have it at the 15-yard line of West Delaware. Again, another big third down conversion for this Saints offense.
And the rollout, Schulte rolled out and found his man, and he plowed forward there, picked up a good block and got enough for the first down. So this Hawk defense is doing what they can, but right now they're got their backs against the wall again.
I think we have an injured Hawk down here on the Xavier sideline. They were waving over the West Delaware coaching staff as one of the Hawks are down on the field is Josiah Polito. Now Jason Knowles coming over as Coach Winkowich, one of the first ones over there as well. As I can't see as there's a whole bunch of Xavier coaches over there on the sideline looking over the shoulders, as not sure who the Hawk is down there on the field. He's laying, it looks like he's up to a knee, whoever it is. Again, I can't see who it is out there. As the Hawk, Coach Winkowich over there now, I believe it's Max Ridenauer. As I see a 6, pretty sure it is Max Ridenauer down there, as he's injured here with 2:07 left to go in this first half. Xavier leading 14-0. We will take another quick break. We'll come right back. You're listening to Hawk Football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Saints Field in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Xavier coming up with a 1st and 10. Max Ridenauer was the injured Hawk on the play. We'll talk about that in a second as Schulte looks to throw, and he's got a man in the end zone, knocked away. Great coverage out there by Trent Curley. Dove in front of what would have been a touchdown out there by Nick Stark. A nice play there by Curley. Max Ridenauer was on the near sideline as he got blocked. Not sure, you could call it a block in the back over here on this near sideline.
Yep.
As Max went down, and he was very slow going across the field with the 2 West Delaware trainers. So we'll see if we can hear anything on Max. He's down there on the sideline sitting over on the benches over there. So 2:02 left to go, 2nd down and 10 here for the Saints as they're going to come out in shotgun formation. Next to Schulte is Murphy as he's going to pass. He's going across the middle, overshoots the intended receiver as he was looking. Joe Welch, he was looking for Welch, the 6'2", 190-pound receiver, the senior, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Nice coverage there by Austin Bishop as Schulte just overshot his intended receiver.
Yeah, and it was overshot by a lot. But here we go again. The Hawks, got another forcing Xavier into another 3rd and 10 here. Hopefully this defense can step up and get a stop here because, as Xavier keeps tacking on points, it's going to make it that much more difficult for the Hawks to climb back into this.
So an empty backfield here. Schulte under center, quick pass out to the right, and we're going to go with a reverse pass, and they got a man in the end zone. It's going to be tipped away by Maloney, because I thought maybe he was going up to catch it, but he just did the smart thing, tipped it down to the ground as they were looking for Downey in the end zone, and that pass was by Sam Tersey as they threw a quick pass out to Tersey, did Schulte. And Tersey threw the ball into the end zone, but it fell incomplete. Sam Maloney, great coverage there. Nice job to knock that ball away. And it'll face now a 4th and 10 at the West Delaware 15.
Kind of surprised here. Looks like the Saints are going to go for it here, Jamie. I thought maybe, and I'm not privy to their kicking game, so I'm not sure, but looks like we got a timeout.
They have kicked field goals. They don't have the longest here as Dallas Klein is 7 of 12 for field goals on the season, but they're not going to kick one here.
Not yet, at least.
I'm not sure which team called the timeout. I think the Hawks may have called the timeout as they now have 0 timeouts left in this first half. Bill Logan down on our sideline, and Bill, it's just kind of been a little slow going for the Hawks here in this first half. They've been able to move the ball, just haven't been able to put that ball into the end zone.
Yeah, they got down in the red zone twice, came away with no points, and that's the determining factor right here in this game right now. We score on those 2 times in the red zone, and we got us the tie ball game. The Hawks are fighting back hard. They're giving up a couple big plays. That first quarter they gave up a couple long 40-plus yards pass plays, one for a touchdown on their first play, a 39-yard run. But other than that, they've done a nice job of slowing them down. So, they just got to get something going here. They're not going to kick a field goal here. Worst case scenario, if they don't get the first down, the Hawks got the ball 85 yards to go in less than 2 minutes. So, he's lined up to kick it, but I don't know. I don't watch a fake here.
As coming on to attempt this field goal is Dallas Klein out of the hold of Sam Tercey. Thanks to Bill Logan down there on the sideline, as Klein's kick is up, and it might have been through. It is. A kick there, field goal kick of 32 yards by Dallas Klein. Again, Bill Logan down on the sideline. We want to thank Northeast Iowa Telephone for providing us the wireless microphone for Bill Logan tonight. We appreciate that. But Xavier goes up 17-0 here. 1:45 left to go in the second quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back in to Cedar Rapids. Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan with you. The ball fell off the tee. Klein was still able to kick it, and it's going to be returned by one of the Hawks up men. And we'll see who that is on that return. As on the return for the Hawks was Kyle Curley, as that ball was falling off the tee as Klein went to kick it, and it was a really short kick, and it's going to be returned by Curley up to the Hawk 38-yard line, but the Hawks trail 17-0 here with 1:38 left to go in the second quarter.
And that scoring drive, Jamie, for the Saints, 11 plays, 77 yards. Dallas Klein with the 32-yard field goal puts the Saints up now 17-0 with 1:38 to go here in the second quarter.
So Brent Lammers comes set. He's going to throw. He fakes a handoff to Russell. Looking to throw. Now he's going to run out to his right. Throws downfield. He's going to throw short of the intended receiver as Nagel was trying to come back for that ball as it falls to the turf. And it's going to be incomplete, and it'll be 2nd down and 10 here. The Hawks still with one timeout. So Xavier took that timeout right before the field goal kick. As I said, West Delaware had taken it, but it was Xavier taking that last timeout. So the Hawks still with one timeout. With 1:28 left to go here in the second quarter, they trail 17-0. 2nd down and 10. Lammers, empty backfield here for the Hawks as Owen Ward checks into the game. As Ward checks in, Lammers will pass. He has time. He's going to throw downfield, looking for Nagel down the field. It's overthrows Nagel as Downey was on the coverage for Xavier. They'll bring up 3rd down and 10, and Lammers looks like he was trying to put a touch pass on that, but got hit right as he threw that ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 10 here with 1:21 left to go in the second quarter. So the Hawks trying to put something on the board here before half. They trailed Solon last week, but just by 2 at halftime. Much bigger deficit here tonight. Lammers has to reach to the side to pick up that snap. Now he's going to throw down the field. He's looking for Bishop. What a catch. A one-handed catch by Austin Bishop. He reached up and caught it. I don't care if you're a fan of West Delaware, Cedar Rapids Xavier. That's a heck of a catch by Austin Bishop as it's down to the Xavier 19-yard line with 1:12 left to go in this first half. What a catch by Austin Bishop.
And we talk about seniors, and Austin's a senior as well, and so he's trying to do his part and trying to get the Hawks back in the game. And a beautiful catch by Austin to put the Hawks in position here to maybe put some points on the board late in the first half.
So they have it at the 29 of Xavier. They give to Russell on 1st and 10. He's pushing forward as he's going to bring it up to about the 21-yard line. A gain of 8 there by Russell, as now Ryan Solomon slow to get up, and he's going to walk very gingerly back to the line of scrimmage to snap this ball as he's got his right ankle taped up here. 2nd down and 2. 35 seconds left to go first half. They're going to run a slant. It's almost intercepted, but it's going to fall to the turf as Lammers was looking for Curley on that slant pass as it's going to be broken up by Camden Stovey over there on the far side of the field. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2 here for the Hawks. 31 seconds left to go, and Xavier leading this one 17-0. So this is what we talked about. The Hawks have a chance to score here before half as Lammers has 2 receivers here on the near side of the field. It's Ward and Nagel. And now he's going to try to throw it. He runs out of 1 tackle. Now he's going to run back. He's going to be dropped back at the 40-yard line by the big man from Xavier. Bringing him down was Michael Mayer. Back at the the Xavier 40-yard line. So a loss of nearly 20 yards there on that play, and Lammers didn't have much choice. He had pressure right away. The Hawks will call a timeout here with 21 seconds left to go in this first half.
And Brent, just doing what he can to elude the defenders. Unfortunately, he just couldn't buy himself enough time, and Xavier's pressure got to him. So, it's been kind of that way this first half, Jamie. The Hawks, kind of you feel like they're moving the ball, getting a little momentum, and then a penalty or a turnover, or just, they just get stuffed inside the 20-yard, inside Xavier's 20. So, just been one of those first halves for the Hawks.
Certainly has. We go through some scores in Class A. Denver leading Nashua Plainfield 21-0. Of course, Denver with the upset of number 1 ranked Maquoketa Valley Monday night in Delhi. At halftime, Central Decatur and HLV Victor tied 20-20. That's an 8-man football. Other Class 3A scores: Heelan leading Carroll 14-0. Dallas Center Grimes tied with Creston at halftime 14-14, and at halftime Pella leads Washington 28-14. As we'll get to those 2A scores in just a second, it's 4th and 20 for the Hawks, 21 seconds left to go. Lammers looks to pass, and he's under pressure, and he's going to run backwards once again, and he's going to be dropped. This time in Xavier territory. Another loss of 20 yards there as he's back to the he's going to be down to the West Delaware 41-yard line. So again, another 19-yard loss there for the Hawks, and they will turn it over to Xavier with 14 seconds left to go in this second quarter. Beckman in the second quarter leading Hampton-Dumont 21-7. New Hampton leading North Fayette Valley 24-7 in the second quarter, and Williamsburg and Albia still tied at 0. That is a halftime score from Albia. So the Saints will take over 1st and 10. They have it at the West Delaware 41-yard line. 14 seconds remain in this second quarter, and a 17-0 Xavier lead. And now the Saints are going to shift here, and they're going to take a knee. They're going to take a knee on it. Coach Schulte is going to take this 17-0 lead into halftime as Xavier leads it 17-0 here over the Hawks. We will take a break. We'll come back. We'll go through some scores. We'll talk to Bill Logan and get his first half stats. We'll have our thoughts on the first half, and we'll get you back for quarter number 3 right after this as you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. And speaking of those Iowa Hawkeyes, they will take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Or you can hear that game right here on KMCH. You can hear that game right here on KMCH starting at 11 o'clock as Gary Dolphin, Ed Podolak, and Robbie Brooks on the sideline in the call for that one. And
did I see this is going to be Ed's 400th Hawkeye game broadcast?
I don't know that.
I'd have to look that up. I'm almost positive. I'm going to.
All right, as the Hawks and the Gophers play tomorrow in Minneapolis, the Twin Cities up there, as we'll make our predictions for that game here tonight. As I've already got Aaron's prediction written down, so he can't change his mind because I was prepared just in case. I was prepared for the worst on Monday night. I had your prediction ready, but we didn't need it, thank God. So I tell you what, we're having a hard time here in this first half, though. 17-0, Cedar Rapids Xavier leads it over West Delaware as we take a look at some other scores. Again, the pregame, you can catch that game just in progress after the pregame show with those guys just after the Coach's Corner here with Kevin Shookman tomorrow morning starting at 9 a.m. We take a look at some Class A scores. The one, Denver defeated Maquoketa Valley Monday night. They are leading Nashua Plainfield at halftime 21-0. The score in that one, Central Decatur and HLV Victor tied 20-20. That's at halftime. In Class 3A, other scores at halftime, Bishop Heelan leads Carroll 14-0. Dallas Center Grimes and Creston tied up 14-14. That's at half. Pella leading Washington 28-14. That's also at halftime. In Class 2A, Beckman at halftime leads Hampton-Dumont 21-14, the score in that one. So the Hampton-Dumont Bulldogs put another score up before half. It's 21-14 Beckman. In the second quarter, New Hampton leads North Fayette Valley 24-7 in that game. And Albia and Williamsburg, we mentioned Williamsburg because former West Delaware player and our color man on Monday night, Tom King's son Nathan is coaching down there at Williamsburg, and they're tied right now with Albia 0-0. Here at 17-0 Xavier leading. We'll be back in just a little bit. We'll catch up with Bill Logan when he comes out of the Hawk locker room. Right after this, you're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back here at Saints Field in Cedar Rapids as the Hawks trail Cedar Rapids Xavier 17-0 here at halftime. And returning from the West Delaware locker room down there, Bill Logan on the sideline. And Bill, I think the stats, you're not going to think that West Delaware's down 17-0. They've been able to move the ball, but just haven't been able to punch it into the end zone. They had a big turnover on their first big drive of that first half, but just it's been tough sledding so far here for the Hawks.
Yeah, it has. Defensively, they've done a nice job except for 4 plays. Offensively for Xavier, they've got 215 yards of offense first half, 110 on the ground, and 105 in the air. And of that 215 yards, they got 150 of them on 4 plays. So, but that's the mark of a good team. You got to make some big plays, and the defense, you got to be able to stop them. You know, and so far, Xavier's had the upper hand in that. They've stopped our big plays, and they've gotten 4 of their own. One of the first offensive play of the game for Xavier, and just kind of put the Hawks in the hole right off the bat there, just kind of similar to what they did a week ago. So now they're going to have to come in similar like they did Monday night, come out and have a big third quarter. 105 yards passing on 3 completions, 2 of them over 40 yards each. So, you know, shore up a little things there. Other than that, you know, they've done a nice job defensively. You know, did a good job there. Coaches were out there. They scouted that halfback pass out. Everybody over on this side knew it was coming. So, you know, that's great coaching there. For West Delaware, 109 yards rushing, 73 of them by Corey Russell. 44 passing on 4 out of 11 passing. So only 153 yards of offense, but they lost, you know, about 40 of them there on those last couple of 2 sacks right before the half. But Hawks got to take advantage of the breaks that they're getting. You know, that's how you get in close games. That's the win or loss. Twice inside the red zone, that time there at the 21, so 3 times down in close and 0 points on the board. So, you know, you got to give Xavier credit. They bent a little bit, but they didn't break. You know, but now the Hawks are going to have to see if they can bust through there and get something going here. Xavier's going to receive the second half kickoff. So, to me, it's going to be very, very important who has that wind in the third quarter because, you know, up there in that nice semi-warm press box, you don't realize how strong this wind's blowing out here, and it makes a difference. You can tell in the stats the punts and the kickoffs into the wind or with the wind makes a huge difference. So if the Hawks will have that wind in the third quarter, they got to score several times, in my opinion, to you know, put the fear back into Xavier here a little bit. If they don't get it to the fourth quarter, they're going to have a tremendous quarter holding Xavier down. They cannot let them score any more points in this game.
Well, you said semi-warm. It is actually very warm up here.
Oh, well, I was giving you guys a break.
Yeah, they got the heat on up here for us tonight. But I tell you what, we obviously know Brent Lammers, what looks like an ankle injury. That's kind of kept him hobbling up. But you're not going to keep him out of this game, as you can tell. He's been back in the game. It's bothering him, but he's trying to play through it. Any word on Max Ridenauer?
Max is sitting over here on the sideline. He's got a coat on, and mittens, and a hood, and I'm not sure. I haven't gone over and talked to him or his dad or anything, but just sitting there looking at him, I'm not sure he knows he's sitting in Cedar Rapids, Iowa right now. So
yeah, that's kind of what it looked like when he walked off.
When he walked off, yeah, I'm pretty sure he got dinged there pretty good, and you know, Hawks come back. I'm not so sure that he could play next Thursday. That's, you know, concussions, they take those very, very seriously, as they should, and just from sitting here looking at him, you know, I'd guess that's probably what the injury is. Lammers on the one scramble, the Xavier guy, when he tackled him, he kind of rolled over with him and kept a hold of his ankle and rolled it, twisted that ankle. And it happened to be his left one. It's already, you know, a little gimpy, and they came over here. He's out 2 plays while the trainers retaped him. So, you know, the trainers, hats off to those guys, did a good, quick tape job. And then when he comes over here between plays, between defense, you know, they're working on him here a little bit and trying to get him going. But you guys know as well as I have all season long, it's going to take a lot more than that to keep Brent Lammers out of this game, and know that they don't want this to be their last.
Absolutely. Well, Bill, thank you for your halftime stats. We'll catch up with you throughout the second half, buddy boy.
All right, sounds good.
Bill Logan down on the sideline. Again, big thanks to Northeast Iowa Telephone tonight for providing the wireless microphone equipment for us tonight. As we certainly appreciate that. As sometimes we wish we didn't have it at all with Bill Logan down on the sideline, but I tell you what, we certainly appreciate them giving us, letting us use the equipment here tonight and last on Monday night as well. So appreciate that. Well, we've got just a few minutes left before we start this third quarter. Aaron, Bill was just saying, you need to get the win, and when you do, you got to take advantage of it.
Yeah, and this will be the chance, Jamie. You know, the Hawks will get the kickoff here to Xavier in the second half, and then they'll have the win. So I would say that this first possession for Xavier is a must stop for the Hawks. The Hawks are going to have to force them, ideally at a 3-and-out, so they can get that with the most amount of time left on the clock. But you know, it's a 3-possession game now if you're a Hawk fan, and so time is of the essence. You want to get the ball and you want to score quickly, and you know, the Hawks at times they showed that they were able to move the ball on Xavier here, and so with a few tweaks, as Bill alluded to, a few tweaks here and there, you know, maybe the Hawks can get something going and get that mojo back.
Absolutely. We'll take one more quick break, and we'll bring you back for the second half of play here from Cedar Rapids at Saints Field. Right after this, you're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Saints Field as the Hawks trail 17-0 as we get you set for this third quarter of play between the Hawks of West Delaware and the Saints of Cedar Rapids Xavier. Again, we mentioned the Beckman Blazers with a halftime lead, 21-14. Again, don't forget, tomorrow morning at 9, you got the area coaches corner. And, of course, we mentioned those Beckman Blazers. Kevin Shookman is there right now covering the Beckman Blazers with Dan McClain. You can tune into KMCH.com for that game right now, or stay tuned after our broadcast here tonight to hear that game played back right here on KMCH. And, of course, the Hawkeyes tomorrow will take the air after the coaches corner with Kevin Shookman, as you can hear that entire game with the Hawks and the Gophers from Minnesota. As we get you back to action here, another big congratulations to Coach Brett Mather and the West Delaware volleyball team as they move on to the state tournament. You can hear that game at 7 o'clock. Excuse me, not 7 o'clock. I'm used to 7 o'clock. 2 o'clock as they will take on Indianola at the U.S. Cellular Center here in Cedar Rapids. Again, John Swisher, Jones Sala with the call of that, as the Saints are going to return this kick. It's Kyle McGrain on the kicking for the Hawks in the absence of Brent Lammers, and bringing that back for the Saints was Mark Wardlaw, and it'll be 1st and 10, Cedar Rapids Xavier, as they have it at their own 36-yard line, just underway here in this third quarter. So this Hawk defense has played very well here in the first half of play. Just, again, like Bill mentioned, those big plays that they gave up, as they're going to give to Murphy here on 1st and 10. He's going to run up the middle, and he's going to be dropped after a gain of just a couple there, as coming up to make the stop for the Hawks was Drew Cole, a gain of just 2 yards there. Brings up 2nd down and 8 here for the Saints, as they have it at their own 38-yard line. 11:30 left to go in this third quarter, and the Hawks trailing 17-0 against the Xavier Saints, as Bryce Schulte, sophomore quarterback, comes set. High formation behind him. He's going to roll out to his right and throw. He's got a man out there wide open as it's Starks. Starks slipped up as Bennett Cole came over to make the tackle, but it's not going to be, it's going to be enough for the first down. I believe it's going to be enough for the first down. They may measure this as it's that close, but Stark made a nice catch out there for the Saints. Nick Stark, the junior wide receiver for the Saints, in on that stop, or excuse me, in on that catch, as they're going to bring the, you know, talking to the chain gang from West Delaware, it never fails. The only measurements they have are on the opposite side of the field, and then we're going to see.
It's short.
It is short.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like on a downhill slope over there, but it looks to me like it's going to be a little short.
Can you even see the ball over there, Bill?
Barely. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, he's redeeming himself after last week, I believe.
I had to.
Yeah, he had one go the not in his favor last week, Aaron. You missed it. As of course there was a good.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Of course there was some ribbing involved afterwards.
No,
you can
I believe that. That I believe.
Yeah, absolutely, as it'll be 3rd down and very short here for the Saints, as about a half a yard needed for the first down, as it's 3rd and 1, 11-11 left to go in this third quarter.
Yeah, this is early on we talked about the Hawks trying to get a 3-and-out here and turn the ball over to the offense here. That'll be a good time for one of those 4 defensive linemen to kind of squirt through that line and maybe drop Schulte for a loss here. And
as they come out in an I formation, Schulte's going to hand off to Murphy up the middle, and there's a penalty marker down, but I'm not sure they would have got it as Bennett Cole had Murphy wrapped up, but there is a penalty marker down on the field. As nice job, you mentioned those guys getting in there, but it was a linebacker, Bennett Cole, getting in there, but it's going to be, the play is going to be dead. It'll be 3rd down and 6 here for the Saints after the illegal procedure penalty backs them up to the 41-yard line, their own 41-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and about 6 yards here for Xavier. 17-0. Xavier leads it here with 10 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. This 3rd quarter just underway as Xavier still with the first drive of the 2nd half. As Schulte comes set, he's going to roll to his left. He looks to pass. He throws out there. He's got a man out there. Threw it short. Threw it on the ground as he was looking for Stark out there, as Ryan Solomon was out there, as was Sam Maloney on the coverage for the Hawks, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and 6 for the Saints, and they're going to send out the punt team with 10:36 left to go in this 3rd quarter. And deep to receive again. This is another spot where Max Ridenauer was the punt returner for the Hawks. We're going to see Owen Ward back up to take this punt here for the Hawks. And Bill mentioned very windy down there on the field. As punting this one away for the Saints is Connor Foley. His punt is away, and it's a nice punt. It's going to bounce at the 20 of West Delaware. Owen Ward looked like he had a shot for it, but it took a bounce. He was going to his right. The ball took a bounce to his left, and it's going to be down inside the Hawk 10-yard line at the 8. And that's where the Hawks will have to start with it here, 1st and 10 with 10:24 left to go in this 3rd quarter. They couldn't have asked for a better bounce.
Yeah, it just bounced completely away from Owen Ward, and unfortunately then rolled about another 10 yards. So Hawks have started down here in the 8 before. Actually, they started on their own 12, but put a good drive together. And unfortunately, it was one of those 2 possessions that we had talked about where they got inside the Xavier 20, and then the drive stalled out. So looks like Brent's back on the field, so let's see if this offense can get things going here in the 2nd half.
So 1st and 10, Lammers will come set in the pistol formation. Behind him is Russell. As Ryan Kelly into the game for the Hawks at receiver, as is Austin Bishop and Trent Curley. They give us to Russell up the middle, and he's going to bounce off one tackler. He's got it at the 15, nearing the 20, up to about the 17, 18-yard line, where he's going to be brought down. That's going to be close to a West Delaware 1st down. See where they spot this one. And it is going to be a Hawk 1st down. A nice run there by Coy Russell on 1st and 10. He brings it out to the 18-yard line, and that Hawks will have another 1st and 10 here. 10:15 left to go 3rd quarter, and the Hawks trailing 17-0.
And we talked about it at halftime. It's like the Hawks have had a lot of success in between the tackles, so we'll see if they continue to try and navigate through there.
As Ward, Bishop, and Nagel split out wide to the right side. They give us again to Russell, and he's going to be stuffed in the backfield back at the 15-yard line. And it's going to be a loss on that play, loss of about 2 yards there for the Hawks. As it's going to be a 2nd down. They're going to give him a loss of, it'll be a loss of 3 on that play, excuse me. 2nd and 13 back at the 15-yard line here for the Hawks. 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this 3rd quarter. Lammers will pass. He throws downfield, and it's going to be caught out there. Nice catch. As
whistles.
The whistle was blown as Curley's going to come up with the catch. The play continued afterwards. It's coming up and making the stop for the Saints was Dylan Eller. And it is going to be good enough for a West Delaware 1st down. Nice catch out there by Trent Curley. It'll be 1st and 10 Hawks. They have it at their own 34-yard line.
And he did a great job of catching that in traffic and then just staying on his feet and turning it upfield for a few extra yards.
So Lammers come set, pistol formation. On the near side of the field here is Kelly. They give us to Russell. He bounces off his own offensive lineman. He's going to try to cut back as he's going to come to the near side of the field, cut back in the inside, and he's going to be dropped at the 35-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 1 yard there for Coy Russell, as he ran a long ways for just a gain of a yard. As he started going up the middle, had to bounce back, tried cutting it here to the near side of the field, and that got stuffed up, but he was able to fall forward for a gain of 1. 8:39 left to go. Third quarter, and a 2nd and 9 coming up for the Hawks. They have it at their own 35-yard line. Lammers comes set. Pistol formation. Again behind him is Russell. Lammers will throw as he's going to throw to the far side of the field, throw right, and that's Bishop, the intended receiver, but it's going to fall as Bishop really didn't have a chance at it. It was a bad pass. Bishop couldn't come up with it, and it'll bring up 3rd and 9.
Yeah, it looked like Brent just didn't get that back foot planted well enough, and you know that back foot is the key in getting some zip on the ball, and he just didn't get it planted well enough, and the ball kind of fell short. So Hawks have it 3rd and 9 here on their own 35-yard line.
As Curley checks into the ball game, as the Hawks huddle up. Again, one of those rare times we see the Hawks huddle as it's 3rd down and 9. They send Bishop in motion. They fake to him. Lammers is going to throw. Screen set up. It's Russell, and he can't hold on to it.
Oh, man.
He tipped it once. He about came up with it the second time, but the ball falls to the ground, and it'll bring up 4th down and 9. He had a lot of real estate here up this near sideline, but it falls incomplete, and it brings up 4th down and 9. So we'll see if Lammers does the punting here, as it's his left ankle that's taped up. He kicks with his right foot. It looks like he is standing back there ready to punt this thing away. Deep to receive for the Saints is Sean Murphy and Matt Downey. So with 8:18 left to go in this third quarter, the Hawks trailing 17-0. That drive is going to stall, and Lammers' punt is a good one. Here comes a penalty flag. Here comes a penalty flag, and there's another one down on the far side of the field as Lammers was run into. Lammers got hit. Lammers gets hit on that after the punt, after he punted the ball away. And again, another penalty down at the Xavier 45-yard line. As we'll see what the officials are going to call here. That second one looked like it would be in the vicinity of a block in the back or a hold on the receiving team, as our referee goes over to Coach Winkowicz, and he's giving him an explanation of what's going on. There's 8 minutes and 6 seconds left to go in this third quarter. The Hawks trailing 17-0 here. They had it 4th and 9. They had to punt it away. So I'm not sure what the discussion is down there between Coach Winkowicz and our referee. Because now he's going to come out and make the call.
Man.
And maybe it was just a running into the kicker.
They're going to take the run into the kicker. It's just a running into the kicker. I think they're only going to call it a 5-yard penalty.
5-yard penalty.
It'll still be 4th down and re-kick.
So I'm guessing they wanted to ask Coach Winkowicz because that block in the block in the back would have backed them up farther, and I'm thinking that they wanted to ask Coach Wink which one he wanted to accept, Bill?
Yes, okay. Exactly, because last time they asked him, they already marched it off, and then they come over and asked him.
Which, if it's a roughing the kicker, it's no question the Hawks are going to take the first down, but they're just a 5-yard penalty, so the Hawks will kick it again here on 4th down and 4. And the Hawks are going to line up to go for it here. Hawks are going to go up, see if they can, and they're going to get them to jump off sides. They jump off sides on 4th down and 4, and that's going to be good enough for a West Delaware first down on 4th and 4 with 8:06 left to go. Offsides against the Saints, and that's going to be good for a Hawk first down. So it paid off for West Delaware, and they will get a 1st and 10 at their own 45-yard line.
And maybe that's the break the Hawks needed, Jamie. They were in a 4th and 9, first the running into the kicker, and now the penalty, the offsides penalty. You know, the Hawks looking for a break. Maybe they got one here.
So the Hawks will have 1st and 10. They give to Russell. He's going to be wrapped up. Now he's going to avoid that tackle, and he's still on his feet. He's got it at the 40. Crosses down inside the 30, 25, 15, 10. He's going to be dropped down inside the 10-yard line. He's brought down out there by Camden Stovey, but a nice run there by Coy Russell, which could have been a loss on the play as he was wrapped up in the backfield. He broke free of that one and busted out down to the Xavier. See where they mark it. Right at the Xavier 10-yard line. That's a huge play by the Hawks there. They'll have it 1st and goal at the Xavier 10.
And this is just an absolutely beautiful run by Coy Russell, Jamie. Like you said, I thought it was a 2-yard loss, and then he just kind of squirted away and then slid through a couple holes, and then once he got to the outside, it was just a matter of if he's going to get to the end zone. So great job there by Coy.
So Lammers comes set, pistol formation. They fake to Russell. Lammers keeps it himself. He's got it at the 5, inside the 5, and he's going to push in for the touchdown. West Delaware. Brent Lammers from 10 yards out puts the Hawks on the board as it's 17-6 with 7:32 left to go in this third quarter.
Boy, did we need that, Jamie. We're hoping the Hawks were going to come out with a little fire, and they certainly did with the 3 and out, and then piece together a good drive that started back at their own 8-yard line. So
it looks like, I'm not sure, they're looking to bring someone else onto the field. As marching onto the field here for the Hawks is going to be Matt McMahon for this extra point off the foot of Alex Reeds. Owen Ward to hold. Ward handles the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. 17-7. Xavier leading West Delaware with 7:32 left to go in this third quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Saints Field, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan. Back with you here on this Friday night. It's Friday night football once again here. Friday night under the lights here at Saints Field. The Hawks trailing Xavier 17-7 with 7:32 left to go in this third quarter. And Kyle McGrain's kick is going to be taken, and it's going to be fumbled. And now Downey's going to pick it up, and the Hawks are going to drop him at his own 10-yard line. As on the stop for the Hawks. 2 players on the stop for the Hawks, Nick LaRosa and Caleb Sparks in there for the Hawks. Nice job there on that kick coverage by the Hawks.
Absolutely, Jamie. And that last touchdown drive for the Hawks, 8 plays, 92 yards, took 2 minutes and 52 seconds off the clock. Brent Lammers with the 10-yard touchdown run cuts the deficit down. Hawks still trail, though, 17-7, but they got Xavier backed up on their own 10, so let's see if this defense can come up with another 3 and out.
So the Saints come set. Schulte, shotgun formation. Next to him is the fullback, Ryan Williams. Saw him go off the field earlier with an injury, and he's back as they're going to give it to the outside. This is Stark, and he's going to carry out for just a couple as he tried to get to the edge. As Colin Weber and Bennett Cole over there, and Austin Bishop over there as well to run him out of bounds. As we have a couple scores for you, Central Decatur and HLV Victor tied at 28. That's in the third quarter. Also in the third quarter, Bishop Heelan leading Carroll 14-0. That's in the third quarter. Dallas Center Grimes trailing Creston leading Dallas Center Grimes 35-21, and Pella leading Washington 28-14. We'll get a score of that Beckman game as Schulte fumbles it. He puts it on the ground, and this is going to be the Hawks might have got it. They say they do. They do. The Hawks have recovered the fumble as it is Bennett Cole, who picked up that fumble for the Hawks, as that was McGrain on the stop for the Hawks. He came up and hit Schulte. As Schulte put it on the ground, McGrain hit him. The ball popped out, and Bennett Cole picked it up for the Hawks. Now the Hawks have first and goal, at the Xavier 10-yard line. Lammers comes set, empty backfield. Now that's going to be a penalty.
Jesus.
That's just an illegal substitution against the Hawks. Illegal shift against the Hawks. Those are those penalties we talk about. You can't make in a game like this against a good team like Xavier. You cannot make penalties like that. As the Hawks, an illegal shift, will face a first and goal from the 15-yard line now with 6:40 left to go third quarter, and Xavier leading 17-7.
Yeah, I don't know if they were waiting. It looked like Coy trotted on the field there at the end, so I don't know if there was confusion between the sidelines and the guys on the field or what. But yeah, you're right, Jamie. Those are just, you get all that momentum, but the fumble and then the recovery, and then unfortunately, you follow it up with a penalty. So
Beckman leading Hampton Dumont now 28-14 the score. That game in the third quarter. We got to get the play in unless we're going to call a timeout. As now they're going to start the clock. Coach Wink, I think, wanted an explanation as our official was over there again, as we've seen a lot of that tonight, as our officials explaining every call that they've made, as now Lammers will come set, first and goal from the 15. Behind him in this pistol formation is Coy Russell. They fake to Russell. Lammers keeps it himself. He pushes forward down near the 10-yard line, down to the 11. And it'll be a pickup of 4 on first and goal from the 15. We'll now have second and goal from the 11-yard line. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this third quarter. Williamsburg leading Albia 7-6. That game in the fourth quarter. And in the third quarter, New Hampton leading North Fayette Valley 24-7. So the Hawks catching some breaks here in this start this second half, but still trail 17-7, but they've got it second and goal at the 11-yard line. Lammers comes set. Behind him is Russell. They fake to Russell. They throw to the end zone. Miscommunication as Bishop hadn't turned yet, and that's going to fall incomplete. It'll be third down and goal.
And unfortunately, there weren't any Xavier defenders in the area too, Jamie, because that, it kind of just hung out there a little bit. So big third and goal here for the Hawks if they, want to keep this momentum going after the fumble recovery. So you'd like to see one of those seniors, whether it be Lammers or a Ryan Kelly or an Austin Bishop, step up here and make a big play.
Just under 6 minutes left to go in this third quarter. The Hawks come set. Lammers across the middle. He's got Curley, and that's going to be in for the Hawk touchdown. Touchdown from 11 yards out. Brent Lammers to Trent Curley makes the score now 17-13 in favor of Cedar Rapids Xavier with 5:53 left to go in this third quarter. And
Trent Curley just did a nice job, Jamie. He was coming across the middle, so he knew he was going to maybe take a good hit, but he focused on the ball, hauled it in, and Hawks are back in this thing now, Jamie, after a 17-point deficit at halftime.
So now Alex Reitz on to attempt the extra point for the Hawks. Ryan Solomon to snap. Owen Ward to hold, and the kick is right down the middle. 17-14, Xavier leads it here with 5:53 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back in here to Saints Field. This is going to be taken by one of the up men for Xavier, and he's going to bring it out to about the 25-yard line. And that is where they will start 1st and 10, but we've got ourselves a ball game here in Cedar Rapids tonight. It's 17-14. The Hawks have stormed back here to get themselves within 3 points here with 5:46 left to go in this third quarter.
And that last touchdown drive by the Hawks, Jamie, 3 plays, 10 yards after the fumble recovery. Brent Lammers to Trent Curley for the 10-yard touchdown catch. Hawks trail now 17-14 with 5:46 to go in the third quarter.
So now Bryce Schulte will hand off to Sean Murphy, and he's going to be wrapped up. Colin Weber's going to eat that play up after a gain of 1, as they have it at their own 38-yard line. Started this drive on the 37. A gain of 1 there by Murphy will bring up a second down. Second down and 9 here for the Saints. Now they're going to give him 2 yards on that play, as he's got it at the 39-yard line. So gain of 2 will bring up second down and 8. Schulte comes set under center. He rolls out to his left. He looks to pass. He throws it downfield. He's got a man. He's looking, and it's going to be incomplete. As he was looking down the sideline, Austin Bishop on the coverage. He was looking for Nick Stark, and that's going to fall incomplete and bring up a third down and 8 here for the Saints. Much to the dismay of the Cedar Rapids Xavier fans, they wanted a penalty there, as Bishop just, he went down there, turned around, and knocked that ball away.
Yeah. This Hawk defense, Jamie, back into this game now. You can start to feel, but keep the head in it, boys. This is a good football team they're up against, so let's.
They send a tight end in motion from left to right. Schulte looks to pass. Now he's going to tuck it away. He looks to run. Now he's going to throws it out of bounds, and it falls incomplete. That'll bring up a 4th down and 8 here for the Saints. The Hawk defense stands tall again here, and it'll bring up 4th and 8 with just under 5 minutes left to go in this third quarter, and Xavier leading 17-14.
Boy, and what an answer for this Hawk, both of these Hawk sides of the ball, the offense and the defense. Just a great job of kind of coming through here. Just when you kind of thought that things were looking bleak, you get 2 quick scores here and forcing a punt here, and Owen Ward back, with a good return, get the Hawks good field position. We could be back in business again.
Connor Foley to punt it away for the Saints. His punt is high, and Owen Ward is going to watch it bounce at the 20. He's going to take it back at his own 10-yard line. Now he's going to switch hands, come to the near side of the field, and there's a penalty marker down on the field, as it looks like, again, possibly a block in the back or a holding against the Hawks on that punt return. As Owen Ward on that return for the Hawks. And you can hear the Hawk fans from over here not liking that call, or what we're going to see out of that call. Personal foul against the Hawks. Because I'm not sure what the personal foul is. That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Not sure what happened out there, but it will be a 15-yard penalty, so the Hawks will have to start with it here. Again, not great field position, as they're going to have it at their own 9-yard line is where this drive will start.
Well, the first touchdown that the Hawks scored here in the second half, they started on their own 8, so we're making improvements if we're starting on our own 9. So
hopefully we don't have to face that 4th and 9 and have to punt. 3 receivers to the near side of the field for Lammers. Pistol formation. The give is to Coy Russell, and he's eaten up in the backfield. Now he's going to try to get out to the right side. He's going to be dropped back at the 4-yard line. That'll be a loss of about 5 yards there, as that Xavier defense just busted through that offensive line of the Hawks and back to the 5-yard line. Actually, might have been back to the 4-yard line, excuse me. It is a loss of 5, so 2nd down and 15 for the Hawks with 4 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in this third quarter. As Beckman now only with a 7-point lead, as they lead Hampton-Dumont 28-21, looking to get back into the semifinals again under new first-year coach Jim Durr. And now a penalty marker on the field, and it's going to be delay a game against the Hawks. And that's going to be half the distance to the goal. So the Hawks will have it 2nd down and 17 from the 2-yard line. Again, those penalties are just, the Hawks have, gotten themselves back into this football game, but still having those penalties that are killing drives and just not, right now your backs are against the wall. You're at your own 2-yard line facing a 2nd down and 17, and those are a penalty got you here to where you are now, and now another penalty drops you back inside your own 2. They give to Russell. He's going to fight forward as he barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Again, that Xavier defense just punching through there and flexing their muscles here, as no gain on that play, as it'll bring up 3rd down and 17 with 3:40 left to go in this third quarter. Again, the Hawks only trail by 3 here, 17-14 in this third quarter. After a 17-0 halftime deficit, they've come back and scored 2 touchdowns here in this third quarter. But now they've got a lot of work ahead of them as they face a 3rd and 17 from their own 2. Lammers will pass. He throws across the middle. He's looking for Curley. That ball's going to fall to the ground as it got tipped into the air. Almost intercepted out there by one of the Xavier defenders, Dylan Eller. And it's going to fall to the ground, and it'll bring up 4th and 17 for the Hawks with 3:19 left to go in the third quarter. Now you got to be careful punting the ball, as you're going to be punting from your own end zone.
And Brent typically doesn't take a huge drop back when he goes back to punt, so he should be okay. It looks like he's got a yard or 2 before his heel touches the back end zone. But
again, you got to get it away quick here if you're Lammers. He does, and it's a nice punt, as it's going to be taken by Downey at the Hawk 38-yard line. Now he's got some room. He's going to bring it up to the 20-yard line.
Should have been
Colin Weber not happy as he got tackled, and he is not happy down there.
Oh, man. It's good stuff.
He got tackled, and he is irate out there in the field. He's just got to calm down at this point, but nothing you can do about it now. It'll be 1st and 10. Xavier at the West Delaware 21-yard line. So the Hawks now, Xavier with great field position to start this drive with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go in this third quarter, and Xavier leading 17-14. So Bryce Schulte will come set. Once again here, I formation. And they have a 1st and 10. They're going to fake the handoff. He's going to roll out to his right. Now he's going to throw this ball out of bounds. And Bennett Cole is going to put a big hit out there on Dylan Eller. Not sure if he was out of bounds, but the ball was thrown away, and Bennett is going to put a big hit on it, and it's going to be, I'm not sure if they're going to call pass interference or personal foul. It is going to be a personal foul against the Hawks. So a 15-yard penalty there against West Delaware. So penalties, the story, the Hawks came back and they got themselves back within 3 points, but all of a sudden the penalty bug has hit the Hawks sideline, as it's going to be down to the 10-yard line for Xavier. 1st and 10. That's beyond, it's just outside the 10-yard line, so it looks like they're going to be able to get a first down yet. Have to be just short of the goal line to get that first down, but they've got it. 1st and 10, 3:03 left to go third quarter, and they lead 17-14 over West Delaware. As Bryce Schulte coming to the sideline to get the call from Coach Dwayne Schulte. As Saints still huddled up, and Coach Winkowich again getting another explanation. Our referee is way over on the Hawks sideline. Now he's going to come back. 1st and 10. Now they're going to start the clock. Or excuse me, they're not going to start the clock, as start the play clock anyway, as there's 3:03 left to go in the game, or in the third quarter on the game clock. Schulte comes set. I formation behind him. The deep back is Murphy. They're going to hand off to Murphy. He's going to cut to the right side, and he's going to be tripped up about the 5-yard line. Coming up to make that stop for the Hawks was Owen Ward. So that's a 5-yard gain there for the Saints, and bring up 2nd down and 5 here with 2:45 left to go in the third quarter.
And it's a big play, Jamie. If you can somehow prevent Xavier from scoring a touchdown here and hold them to a field goal, you still get that, you're still down to 6 points. So hopefully the Hawks can hold them. I
formation, they have it at the West Delaware 5. They give to Murphy again. He goes to the right side. He's going to be wrapped up as Weber comes up and stops him at the 4-yard line. So a gain of 1 on that play. Colin Weber making up. He was upset after that punt return, or that punt out there, when he looked like he got tackled, looking for a holding call. He was pretty upset, but he's going to take it out on Murphy there and drop him after a short gain. It's 3rd down and 4 from the West Delaware 4 with 2 minutes left to go in this third quarter, and Xavier holding on to that 3-point lead. As the Saints are going to line up, shotgun formation, and next to Schulte is Murphy. Schulte's going to keep it himself. He's going to cut up the middle. He's going to go in for the touchdown. 4-yard touchdown run by Bryce Schulte is going to put the Saints up now 23-14 with 1:44 left to go in this third quarter. Hawks aren't out of it yet, however. We've seen how quickly they can score as they put 2 touchdowns up in that third quarter, but it's now 23-14 in favor of Xavier, as Dallas Klein on to attempt the extra point here for the Saints. And the kick is up, and it is through. Xavier leads at 24-14 with 1:44 left to go in the third quarter. Take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Along with in-studio producer Ryan Moriarty, Jamie Vasky, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here from Saints Field, where the Hawks just giving up a touchdown to Xavier. It's now 24-17 as Trent Curley's going to take this kick from Dallas Klein at his own 10-yard line. He's going to bring it up near the 30-yard line. A nice return there for Curley, as the Hawks will take a return outside the 10-yard line the way things have gone these last few drives, but they'll start with it 1st and 10. They're going to spot this ball down at the the Hawk 27-yard line.
And Jamie, that last touchdown drive for Cedar Rapids Xavier, 4 plays, 21 yards after the return, the nice return. Bryce Schulte with the 4-yard touchdown run has Xavier up now 24-14 with 1:37 to go in the third quarter.
So the Hawks will come set, pistol formation. The fake to Russell. Lammers keeps it himself. He's just trying to weasel his way through defenders and his own offensive lineman, as he's going to be brought down out there. As slow to get up again, this time is Austin Bishop. As Nick Kellen in on the stop for the Saints, as the Hawks lose a yard there. As the Hawks lose a yard, it'll bring up 2nd down and 11 with 1:05 left to go, third quarter. And the Saints with a 10-point lead. It's 24-14. Lammers will throw on 2nd and 11. He throws it downfield, looking deep down the field. What a catch by Trent Curley down at the 40-yard line. Hang on to it. Still on his feet, down to the 20, 15. He's finally going to be brought down out there by the Saints. Bringing Curley down out there was Sean Murphy, but what a catch, and then the run by Trent Curley as he went way up in the air to catch that ball, came down with it and went on. The yards after catch was impressive by Trent Curley as he headed for the near sideline, and he carries it all the way down to the Xavier 15-yard line.
Yeah, just like you said, Jamie, just did a great job. Not only did he catch it, but he stayed on his feet. The two Xavier defenders were kind of tripping around. He was able to kind of get some separation from them, and then was able to, just run for the end zone. And unfortunately, he was tripped up a little bit before, but Hawks in good position.
Lammers comes set. He fakes to Russell. He throws across the middle. Almost intercepted. About threw it. He was looking for Nagel and just about threw it into the arms of Dylan Eller, as if Eller would have had the awareness. He was coming up to make the play on Nagel, but the ball just went right over his shoulder pads, and they'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 here for the Hawks with 30 seconds left to go in this third quarter. I'd like to see the Hawks put one more touchdown up here before they have to flip sides here, as they face a 2nd down and 10 from the Xavier 15-yard line. Lammers hands off to Russell. He's trying to get to the outside. Now he cuts back inside the middle, and he's going to be dropped down behind the line of scrimmage as he couldn't cut it back up. When he went to cut, there was no room, and a loss on that play will bring up a 3rd and long here for the Hawks.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to run it when the 4th begins.
As that is going to do it for our third quarter. 24-14, Xavier leads it. The Hawks face a 3rd and 13 deep inside Xavier territory. We'll be back with the start of the 4th quarter right after this. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back into Saints Field. It's 3rd and 13 for the Hawks. Pistol formation. Lammers looks to throw. He's under pressure. He's got to get rid of it. He throws it across the middle. And he had Bishop. Bishop caught it, and he was hit hard. He was hit hard on that play. And now Lammers slow to get up once again here on the Xavier sideline. He can't put any pressure on that, and you're already down. Now your backup, Max Ridenauer, is on the sideline, and Lammers is going to be helped off the sideline by the West Delaware training staff. We'll see what happens here now, because Lammers is dinged up on that play. And we'll see who the Hawks see who the Hawks have warming up on the sideline. See who they're going to send out. The Hawks. It's going to be 4th down for West Delaware, and they're going to bring on the field goal unit. So I believe the Hawks over on that sideline, it looked like number 18, as Alex Reitz on to attempt the field goal. The kick is up. Is it long enough? It is. Alex Reitz puts the Hawks field goal on the board. 34-yard field goal by Alex Reitz makes it 24-20 here with 11:49 left to go. Or excuse me, 24-17. It was 24-14. They already added up there. 24-17 here with 11:49 left to go in this ball game. We'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Saints Field, Kyle McGrain set to kick off for the Hawks, and it's a ball that's rolled on the ground. It's going to be ball's on the ground. The ball is on the ground. Not sure who came up with it. The Saints came up with it. The Saints recover it there, as they will take over 1st and 10 from their own 27-yard line.
In that last scoring drive, Jamie, for the Hawks, 4 plays. They gained 56 yards, took 1 minute 55 seconds off the clock. Alex Reitz with the 34-yard field goal brings the Hawks a little bit closer now, 24-17.
They're going to give it to Murphy up the middle, and he's going to carry forward up to about the 30-yard line. Be a gain of a couple. He's going to cross the 30 up to about the 32. A gain of 4 there, bring up 2nd down and 6. 11 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this ball game. The Hawks trailed by just a touchdown.
You really got to figure now with Brent kind of laboring a little bit, this defense, they came up with a fumble recovery deep inside Xavier's territory, so this defense could come up with another big play, Jamie. Sure would help that offense out quite a bit.
As they're going to come set, I formation, Schulte under center. He's going to throw. He rolls to his left, looking to throw, and he's going to be sacked in the backfield by Caleb Whitman. Is going to come up and make the sack for the Hawks back at the Xavier 22-yard line. A big loss there by the Saints. Nice sack there by Caleb Whitman.
Yeah, absolutely. He just came off the near edge here, and just Schulte didn't see him, and he dropped him for a big loss. So here's that situation again that we talked about, Jamie. They've got Xavier back, 3rd and long here. Boy, if that defensive line could get some pressure on and cause a turnover, or at least prevent them from getting the first down, it'd be a huge momentum boost for this Hawk offense and defense.
3rd and 17 for Xavier. Quick pass out to the left. It's dropped. It's dropped out there. Caleb Whitman on the coverage as they were looking out to the near side of the field, looking for the intended receiver out there was Nick Stark. It falls incomplete, and it's 4th and 17.
And Caleb Whitman read that play, and had he gotten a step earlier, he could have been running the other way with it. But nonetheless, a great job there by that defense, and the Hawks are going to get the ball back. Just be curious to see, who trots out there as quarterback.
Well, I know Lammers went out on that last series. Looking for Lammers down on the sideline. As the punt is going to be
get
away from it, as
Yep,
it's going to take a nice Hawk bounce after it landed at about the 42-yard line. As Foley's punt is going to be downed at the 43-yard line. And that's where the Hawks will start with it here, 1st and 10. And still haven't seen quarterback come out onto the field yet, as the quarterback, the number 18 on the Hawk roster is Kinch Russell. It is Kinch Russell over there. And it looks like Coach Winkowicz talking to Lammers, as Brent Lammers is going to come back into this ball game.
Jeepers.
That kid is relentless.
He
tell
is.
you what, as he's going to hobble out to the field, trying to run on that foot. He had to hop a couple hops there to get out there. And see if we see a heavy dose of Coy Russell here, just to kind of keep Lammers from having to run the ball. They give to Russell, penalty marker down, as Russell's going to take it up to the cross midfield down to the Xavier 44-yard line. There is a penalty marker on the field. See if hopefully one of the Hawks on this near side. It's going to be a legal procedure against the Hawks. Another one of those penalties, Aaron. We've talked about it. It's killed the Hawks so far here tonight, and it's not so much that they've all been big penalties, but big situations. You just got the ball back after stopping Xavier. Now you're going to face a 1st and 15. We'll have to get those penalty numbers from Bill Logan here when we get a chance, but it's Bill's stat sheet probably doesn't say big moments on it.
No, well, and you're already playing against the elements. You're playing against a good defense on the road. You just keep putting up barriers by these penalties.
1st and 15, they give it to Russell. He breaks free. He's got it at midfield, crosses midfield down to the Xavier 49-yard line. That's going to be short of the first down, about 4 yards. 3 yards short. It's going to be 2nd down and 7 and 2nd and 3 here. Can't talk all of a sudden. And they have it at the Xavier 48-yard line. Different Catholic school.
There you go.
2nd down and a long 2 here for the Hawks. They give to Russell again. He gets to the right side, trying to cut the corner. He's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Now Coy Russell kind of gets up with a little bit of a gimp. As said last week, a lot of cramping with Coy. He talked to him after the game on Monday night, and he said there are a lot of cramps, which you'd expect that after about a month off. As they're going to lose a yard, it's going to bring up 3rd down and 4 with 8:50 left to go in this ball game as Owen Ward checks into the game. It's 24-17, Xavier leading the Hawks. We'll take a check at some other scores here when we get a chance here as Lammers comes set. He lines up, 3rd and 4. He's going to give to Russell up the middle. He's got the first down. He cuts back at the 40, and he's going to be hit hard. A nice hit. It was a legal hit, but as coming up to make that stop was Dylan Eller, and that's one thing you got to say, and you can see it from up here. This is a hard-hitting football game right here.
Yeah.
Two very good teams hitting hard tonight, as it's going to be 1st and 10 West Delaware at the Xavier 39-yard line.
And neither team is backing down, Jamie. They're both hitting each other and coming right back, and that's why these are two of the best teams in the state.
With Brent Lammers with that injured ankle, they're going to keep seeing Coy Russell, and they're going to give it to him there. He's going to get just short of the line of scrimmage on that carry, as coming up to make the stop for the Saints was Nick Kellen. So a loss of a yard there will bring up 2nd down and 11 here for the Hawks with just under 8 minutes left to go in this contest and a 24-17 Xavier lead.
And you know Brett's laboring a little bit there, but it's just so hard. His mobility is one of his huge strengths, and when you got a bum wheel, it's hard to do it.
He is going to pass here on 2nd down, and he's going to fall incomplete. Just a little high of the outstretched arms of Trent Curley down there, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 11 here for the Hawks. As we have some score updates here. Denver victorious tonight over Nashua Plainfield 27-6. Central Decatur losing tonight 36-28 against HLV Victory. So the Central Decatur season is done. Pella defeats Washington tonight 31-14. Winner of this game will probably face Pella as they win tonight 31-14. Del Center Grimes leading Creston 42-35. That game in the 4th quarter. Lammers comes set. They give to Russell on 3rd down. He's got some room trying to get to the outside. He's going to bring it up to about the 36-yard line. That's where he's going to be brought down. A gain of about 5 yards there. It'll bring up 4th down and 6 here for the Hawks with 7:22 left to go. Also in Class 2A tonight, Beckman leading Hampton Dumont 28-21. That game in the 3rd quarter still. New Hampton leading North Fayette Valley 24-14 in the 4th quarter. Williamsburg, tough loss tonight. They were leading 7-6. They lose 9-7 tonight against Albia. But I would assume a field goal by Albia to win it. It's 9-7.
I'd really like to see John Nagel targeted here, Jamie.
4th and 6. The Hawks will pass. They've got Owen Ward. It falls incomplete. Ward went up to catch it. Couldn't come down with it, and it falls incomplete, and the Hawks will turn it over here as the Xavier Saints will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line with 6:51 left to go in this 4th quarter.
Yeah, I thought mismatched. John Nagel, the 6'5 receiver, had Matt Downey, a 5'9 D-back on him. I was kind of hoping maybe they'd look his way and go that route, but nonetheless, the Hawk defense back on the field and playing well in this 2nd half. They're going to have to keep it up.
Just 20 yards in that 3rd quarter by this Xavier offense. That's just a testament to how good this Hawk defense has been all season long, and especially here tonight as they're going to hand off to Murphy. He's going to cut it to the right side. He's still on his feet, going to be run out of bounds over there as Austin Bishop is going to run him out of bounds. The ball came loose, but the officials say that Murphy was down before it did so. And that's going to be a gain of 7 yards there by Murphy and bring up 2nd down and 3 here for Xavier. 6 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this 4th quarter.
2nd down and 2 for the Saints.
So here we go. Schulte line comes set. I formation here for the Saints. They're going to give to Murphy again. He carries up the middle. He's going to pick up the 1st down as he carries up near midfield to the Xavier 48-yard line. And it's coming up to make the stop for the Hawks was Ryan Solomon, but it is going to be a 1st down for the Saints. They have it. They're going to spot it here at the 47-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints. 6 minutes left to go in this ball game, and Xavier leading 24-17. Here we go, I formation for Xavier. And they're going to do similar to what we saw the Hawks do last week. They're going to run the ball. They're going to try to get out of here and eat some of this clock as they pitch out to Murphy off to the left side. He's going to be tripped up out there, brought down by Adam Newhouse, is the Hawk that brought him down as he crosses midfield to the 49 of West Delaware. A pickup of 3 brings up 2nd down and 7. 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this ball game. And Xavier leading 24-17, a field goal by each team. Xavier with that 1 touchdown advantage here. As Schulte comes set. High formation, they give to Murphy. He goes up the middle, he cuts back to the right. He's going to be brought down out there by Caleb Whitman, and as he nears the 45-yard line, they're going to mark him down at the 46, a gain of 3 there. Brings up 3rd down and 4 here for the Saints. So, again, this would be a big stop for this Hawk defense if they could come up and make a stop here on 3rd down and 4.
And you got to figure they're not going to get too creative here if you're Xavier. You know, you got the ball, you got a 7-point lead. It's either going to be a run or a short pass to the flat here. So Hawk defense has to be ready.
The Hawk faithful on the other side, letting their voices be heard as they're going to give to Murphy. He tries to get to the outside. He cuts back, and he's got the 1st down as that second effort. As he waited for the play to develop, Ryan Solomon's going to bring him down, but not before Sean Murphy picks up the Xavier 1st down to the West Delaware 42-yard line. Again, a good turnout here for the Hawk fans on that far side. The bleachers are full, packed full. They're lined up all the way along the fence line, even around to the corners of this track. So I'd like to see their Hawks come back and try to tie this thing up here or get a victory here in this 4th quarter as there's 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining and the Hawks trail by 7. They give to Murphy again. He cuts it back to the left. Adam Newhouse is going to wrap him up at about the 39-yard line, a pickup of 2 or 3 on that play. And it'll bring up 2nd down and 8 here for the Saints. A nice job there by Newhouse stopping that play after just a couple-yard gain as clock ticks under 4 minutes here in this contest. So Hawks looking to advance to the semifinal round. Need to make a stop here and get the ball back with a chance to tie it. Schulte's going to run it himself off to the left side. He's got some room, and he's going to pick up the 1st down and more as Caleb Whitman's finally going to run him down at about the 21-yard line of West Delaware. A gain of about 17 there for Schulte, and that's going to be a 1st down and a fresh set of downs here for the Saints.
Yeah, he scored a touchdown on that play earlier in the game, Jamie. It was just a simple ball was directly snapped to him, and he took it around the left edge and found a little hole and sneaked through it and picked up a gain of 17 there. So big play by Schulte and for the Xavier Saints.
Hampton Dumont has tied it up 28-28, that game in the 4th quarter. As Schulte comes set here, 1st and 10 at the West Delaware 21. They give to Murphy. He goes up the middle. He gets to the 20. Caleb Whitman's going to wrap him up after a 1-yard gain. Caleb Whitman coming in here in this game has played outstanding here. He had that big sack. He had a good read on a pass play out here and making a lot of tackles along the way. West Delaware calls its first time out of this second half. With 3:03 left to go in the 4th quarter, we'll take a break as well and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football from KMCH Sports. Back here at Saints Field in Cedar Rapids, Jamie Vaskey, Aaron Pleen, and Bill Logan back with you here. As the Hawks coming out of their first time out of the second half, they trail 24-17, 3:03 left to go in this ball game. And Bryce Schulte, the sophomore quarterback, lines up, I formation. They give it to Sean Murphy up the middle. Caleb Whitman comes up to make the stop once again at about the 16-yard line, a gain of 3 there. We'll face a 2nd down and 5 as the Hawks will call another timeout here. Still looking to stop Xavier here as they're at the Hawk 15-yard line. Again, we've seen Xavier kick a field goal tonight of, was it 32-yard field goal by Klein before?
32, yep.
32, so they're within his range here. As we take a look at some of the other scores while the Hawks take their second time out here. Again, Denver defeating Nashua Plainfield tonight, 27-6 the final in that game. In 8-man, HLV Victor defeats Central Elkader. The 3rd-ranked Warriors from Central Elkader falling tonight, 36-28, the final in that one. So HLV Victor moving on to the 8-man semifinals. Class 4A, all games are done. Bettendorf, CR Wash, Dowling, and Waukee are your winners in Class 4A. In 3A, Bishop Heelan defeats Carroll tonight, 14-2, the final in that one. As Dallas Center Grimes and Creston tied at 42. Pella defeats Washington tonight 31-14, and Beckman and Hampton-Dumont tied at 28. That game in the fourth quarter as the Saints come set on second down. They're going to hand off to Murphy, and he's going to be a false start as there's penalty markers. They're going to get him for offsides.
I think they got him for offsides.
It is offsides against the Hawks, so 3rd and 4. I said second down. It's 3rd down and 4. Is going to be a 1st and 10 for the Saints at the West Delaware 10-yard line with 2:52 left to go in this ball game. Hawks are going to need some help at this point, Aaron.
Yep.
They're going to need some help from the Xavier Saints. Hopefully, he really got to hope for putting the ball on the ground here as the Hawks with just one timeout remaining.
Yeah, because you got to figure they're not going to put the ball in the air. No.
Absolutely not, as Murphy's going to carry as he avoided the tackle from Weber. Caleb Whitman's going to wrap him up and bring him back at about the 10-yard line. There is a penalty marker down on the field, as I believe it's going to be against the Saints. Our referee pointing that direction. As we'll see what it is, as they're going to back it up to the 15-yard line. I think he was giving this signal, but he was behind the Xavier players. We couldn't see him. Illegal shift. Yep. There it is. Legal shift. As the officials are going to call a timeout here, I'm not sure. As again, our official did not go over and talk to the Hawk coaching staff. As Coach Winkowicz getting an explanation from our head referee down there. With 2:49 left to go in this fourth quarter, the Hawks trail 24-17. As it looks like the Hawks, are they going to decline this penalty? Is that what? I'm not sure what's going on. Coach Winkowicz is on the sideline wondering. They walked off the 5 yards, and then they took it back up to the 10. Now they're bringing it back to the 15. These officials have had a lot of conversations tonight with both coaches, with each other.
They've talked together more than you and I have tonight, I think.
And that's pretty hard to do. Now, if they start talking as much as Bill Logan, then we got issues. As it's going to be first and 15 from the West Delaware 15. Oh, no. Oh, now they're going to move it back to the 10. Well, Bill was right there. He might be able to clear this thing up for us down there, because now our official coming over and talk to Coach Schulte. Yeah, Bill.
Yeah, it's a comedy of errors out here. I mean, these Stripes have lost control of this game. I hate to say that, but they have. They've been moving. There's none of them. Even the chain gang guys over here have moved, so they don't know where that ball's supposed to be. You know, they're calling it a penalty on them, but they don't know where the ball ended up. So now they're guessing the 8-yard line, and they're going to decline the penalty and leave it on the 8-yard line, second down. So yeah, it's quite a mess down here.
As it's going to be second down, as the Hawks will decline the penalty. So it'll be a 1-yard gain. Legal shift against the. He said a legal shift against the Hawks. The penalties decline, and it's going to be second down for the Saints. Unbelievable. Second down for the Saints at the West Delaware 9-yard line is what they have. With 2:35 and the clock will run. As Schulte comes set, I formation. He's going to hand off to Murphy, off to the right side. Murphy cuts back to the center, but he's going to be wrapped up out there as McGrain and Whitman again in there on the stop. Caleb Whitman having an outstanding second half here for the Hawks, as it looks like the Hawks are going to take their final timeout. We'll take a timeout and catch our breaths here as there's 2:20 left to go. It'll be 3rd down and 9 for the Saints at the West Delaware. 3rd and goal, from the West Delaware 9. We're back after this from KMCH Sports. Back into Saints Field, and after all of the confusion, they've got 3rd down and 10 at the West Delaware 10-yard line. 2:20 left to go in this ball game, and the Saints lead the Hawks 24-17. So again, you would think for Xavier here, they don't get the first down or the touchdown, excuse me, they're going to probably kick a field goal. As where we stand right now, it would be a 27-yard field goal, but got to hope for a miss. The Hawks got to stop them here as they're going to give it to Murphy up the middle. He's going to be short of the first down. Sean Murphy on the carry once again, and Caleb Whitman in there on the stop for the Hawks as the clock continue to run here. Colin Weber also in on the stop for the Hawks there as the clock will run down, and Xavier see what they do here is they may run the clock down as far as they can, call a timeout, and then maybe come out and kick the field goal here as there will be less than 2 minutes left to go in this ball game. So a field goal by the Saints would probably put this thing away, as they will call a timeout, and they're going to send the field goal unit on to attempt what would be a 25-yard field goal. And it looks like the ball is on the right side over by that far hash mark, the right hash for the Saints, as they will take their first time out of the second half. They have 2 remaining here, so the Hawks really got to hope for a miss here out of Dallas Klein. And we mentioned Dallas Klein's kicking stats earlier. He's got 1 tonight, so he is 8 of 13, I believe. Yes, he is. He's 8 of 13, and a 32-yard field goal earlier for Dallas Klein, and that put the Saints up 17-0. So Hawks got to hope, got to bring the pressure, try to knock it away, or hope that Klein misses, because a field goal would probably salt this thing away for the Saints.
Yeah, you got to figure that the Hawks are going to want to bring the pressure as best as they have all year right now, and hope for a wide right or left, or heck, let's get a block. Let's block it.
And then you got to go down and score a touchdown yet.
Yep.
With a very gutsy but yet injured Brent Lammers. So here we go. Dallas Klein on to attempt this 25-yard field goal. As Klein on to attempt the kick. The kick is up, and it's good. 25-yard field goal by Dallas Klein makes our score 27-17 with 1:37 left to go in the contest. The Hawks trail it by 10. Just under 2 minutes left to go, and with that, we'll take a break and come back. You're listening to West Delaware football on Mix 94.7 KMCH. Back here at Saints Field, Jamie, Aaron, and Bill back along with you. It's 27-17. Xavier leads it here with 1:37 left to go in this ball game. Do have an update. Beckman and Hampton Dumont now tied, and they are in overtime in Franklin County tonight. You'll hear that exciting game after the conclusion of our game here tonight. The Hawks trail by 10 as Klein is going to kick this one off for the Saints. It's going to be taken by Trent Curley. He tries to get to that Hawks sideline. Now he's going to cut it back. He's going to be dropped at about the 22-yard line, and that's where the Hawks will have to start with it here. 1st and 10. They trail it by 10 with a minute and a half left to go in this game. So if you're going to score, you got to do it quick if you're West Delaware.
And that field goal, Jamie, by Cedar Rapids Xavier, was the field goal that put them up by 10, but the drive itself took 5 minutes and 14 seconds off the clock. So when they got the ball after the turnovers on downs, they really made it useful. And 9 plays, 56 yards, a 25-yard field goal by Klein puts Xavier up 27-17.
Lammers comes set, shotgun formation. He's going to throws downfield, and it's almost intercepted. As it was knocked away, intended for Bisham out there. Camden Stovey comes up and knocks that ball away, nearly picked off. It'll bring up 2nd down and 10 here with 1:25 left to go in this ball game.
And you're going to have to get something downfield. You're going to have to go vertical here at some point and try and pick up big chunks of yards.
Lammers will throw out of the pistol formation. Now he's going to roll to his left, still looking to get rid of it. Now he's just going to run it out of bounds. After a loss of a couple there, he runs onto the track, and you can tell he's hurting over there on that far side, as he's going to be forced out of bounds after a loss of about 3 there. So it'll bring up 3rd down and long here for the Hawks. 1:18 left to go in this 4th quarter. So it's back to the 17-yard line of West Delaware, as it'll be 3rd and 15 for West Delaware. as Ryan Kelly checking in to the ball game for the Hawks. 3rd down and 15. Lammers, pistol formation, 3 receivers to his right. He's going to pass. He's got to get rid of it. He throws downfield. He's looking for Bishop, and it's in the middle of the field. I don't know if the wind took that ball, but Bishop was here on the near hash, on this side of the hash marks, and that pass landed in the middle of the field. So it's going to be incomplete, and it'll bring up 4th and 15 for the Hawks here with 1:10 left to go in the ball game.
And it looked like, he kind of did look like Austin may have had, I don't know if the Xavier defender kind of slowed up on the play when he saw Austin wasn't going to get to it, but it looked like Austin had a step there. So at this point, you just, you know, you got to keep the first down. You got to get the first down and keep the drive alive, if anything.
Xavier is going to call a timeout here. Xavier calls a timeout with 1:10 left to go. They lead it by 10 with them, and the Hawks face a 4th down and 15. So the Hawks season comes down to this final play here, as they lead it by, or they trail by 10. And again, just some tough injuries tonight for the Hawks. You know, they came into this second half, they trailed 17-0. They battled back, got it to within 3. But Xavier with another touchdown and another field goal to go up by 10 here. The Hawks added a field goal, a nice field goal of 35 yards by Alex Reed, 34 yards by Alex Reed, and made it a 7-point ball game. But the Dallas Klein 25-yard field goal is what put the Saints up by 10 with under 2 minutes left to go in that ball game. So, you know what? It's no matter what, the Hawks have, you know, this Hawks coaching staff, the fans of West Delaware, they've got to be they got to be pleased with these kids. These kids have played hard all season. They won some big games without one of their leaders in Coy Russell. They lost Lammers and Puts throughout the season in that game against Independence. So, you know, they've got a lot to be proud of as Lammers will throw. He's going to throw it deep down the field, looking down the sideline. That's got to be interference. Yes, it is. As pass interference as he was looking down the sideline to Bishop. On the coverage for the Saints was Camden Stovey. It's unbelievable. As it's going to be a pass interference against the Saints, as Stovey pretty much.
You know, when you look back, Jamie, at this, you know, when you look back at the game, that, you know, the Hawks are probably going to look back at that first quarter when, you know, things just kind of snowballed on them. The first play, touchdown by Xavier, the pass from Schulte to Downey, the 46-yarder, and then the, you know, the fumble by Russell and the 1-yard touchdown run by Schulte. You know, so they just kind of got in a hole too fast, too early, and it just, you know, they could, as best as they did, and they did a heck of a job trying to dig themselves out. They just couldn't, you know, at this point, get out of it.
Well, the Hawk fans may not be able to celebrate tonight, but the Beckman fans, however, will be, as the Beckman Blazers winners in overtime tonight over Hampton Dumont, 36-28. So congratulations to Coach Jim Duran. The Beckman Blazers going back to the Dome once again as they win 36-28 in overtime. Here it's 1st and 10 for the Hawks from their own 32-yard line. 1:03 left to go in this ball game. Lammers throws. He's got Nagel on the near sideline, 40-yard line. They got to hurry up now as he went down inbounds. Clock ticks under a minute. It's going to be a first down, so they're going to set the clock. They're going to set the ball. Got to get on it if you're the Hawks. Get set as it's going to be 1st and 10. They have it at the 41 of Xavier. Clock starts again. Lammers takes the snap. He's going to throw it downfield looking for Nagel as it's going to fall incomplete. As Nagel pushed off of the defender, they're looking for the flag. They're not going to get it, and it's going to fall incomplete and bring up 2nd down and 10 here with 42 seconds left to go in this ball game. So 27-17. Lammers comes set. He's going to throw. Throws across the middle, looking for Kelly. Almost intercepted just through the hands of Matt Downey. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10 with 37 seconds left to go in the game. And again, it's 27-17. So the Beckman Blazers advance to the semifinals.
Congrats to them.
Not sure who they're going to play. North Fayette winners tonight, 26-24 over New Hampton. So they came all the way back. I don't remember what that score was, but it was 24-7, I believe, at one time. Lammers looking to pass. Now he's going to tuck it and run. Got to get out of bounds, Brent. He does at the 43-yard line.
And you got to talk about a team that just is peaking at the right time right now. The Beckman Blazers, man, they're playing some really good football right now.
4th down and 6 here for the Hawks. For that 4-yard run by Brent Lammers, got to get a play off. Not sure when they started the clock or started that play clock. 31 seconds left to go. 4th and 7 for the Hawks. They trail it by 10. Lammers will pass. He's got time. He looks downfield. He's got a man out there. It's Curley. It's going to be caught. He's got it at the crosses midfield down to the St. 26-yard line. Nice catch and run there by Trent Curley. 20 seconds left to go. Not doing a very good job of stopping that play clock up there. Or is our clock operators or our officials not doing a good job of getting down there and stopping the ball. But 20 seconds remain. They're waiting to set the ball. Lammers pistol formation. He looks to throw. Oh, there he's going to be sacked. Sacked back at the 39-yard line, and that's going to do it. That is going to do it. 27-17. The Hawks are going to fall here tonight in Cedar Rapids to the Xavier Saints. Xavier will move on to the semifinals, and the Hawks will finish at 10-2. It was a good season by the Hawks, but they're going to fall short here tonight.
Absolutely.
27-17, the final. We will take a break. We'll come back, talk to Bill Logan, and get you on your way with our playback game of the night. We'll make our Hawkeye predictions for tomorrow and send you on your way here on this Friday night here from Saints Field. The Hawks fall tonight 27-17. We'll take a break. Come right back. You're listening to West Delaware Football from KMCH Sports. Welcome back in here to Saints Field as the Hawks fall tonight 27-17 here in the quarterfinal round of the playoffs. They fall tonight. A tough loss for the Hawks as they go down tonight to the Saints 27-17, the final score here. Tough way to lose it, Aaron. There's no question about it. They lost to a good team. You got to give Xavier credit. They played well, and they did what they needed to do to win the ball game here tonight.
Well, only one team's going to end the season with a victory, and we were hoping that the Hawks were going to be that team. And if these two teams were to play 10 times on a neutral field, I think they're pretty equal, all things considered. So, but the Hawks, just a wonderful season, Jamie, and these seniors. Every year, the last game we talk about the seniors and stuff, but. Brent Lammers rewrote the record books on numerous occasions via his legs and with his arm, and Austin Bishop filled in when Coy was out, and what can you say about Bomber and all those guys? Just everyone. I could sit here and talk well about all the seniors, but nonetheless, they came here and ran into a good Xavier team, and best of luck to them as they move forward, and congratulations on a great season for the Hawks.
Well, Bill, anytime you lose at any time, it's tough. But to lose a game where you had some good things going for you, that's a tough loss here tonight for the Hawks.
Yeah, it hurts all the way around. You look at the stats, and we have more yardage than they did, but they made plays. So you got to give them the credit. They made plays when they needed to. They took advantage of field position. Took advantage of a couple calls, but that's what good teams do. So hand it to Xavier tonight. They did what it takes to win ball games. As offensively for Xavier tonight, 279 yards of offense, only 64 the entire second half. So defense that the Hawks played the second half, the entire game actually, was just outstanding. 167 rushing, 112 passing. So the Hawks did a tremendous job. It's just a couple times they had some short fields, and sometimes that's just hard to overcome for the Hawks. 180 rushing, 173 passing, 353 yards, so a little under their team average, but about 80 yards more than what Xavier had here tonight. So Xavier's going to know that they played the ball game here tonight, but you know, that was just a tough one to lose, and it's going to be a bunch of awful sad seniors here, you know, ending their season here, a great season here on Xavier Field here.
Well, you heard us talking near the end of that game. What these kids did and persevered throughout the season is just incredible. You know, like Aaron said, we lost Coy Russell. We lost Brent Lammers and Dallin Putz in one game against the Mustangs of Independence. And just some of the things, they beat Decorah. They beat Wahlert without, you know, one of their leaders, Coy Russell. And that was a testament to this team of how they came together. And guys filled in. That next man in philosophy was great for the Hawks this season.
Yeah, they were a great team here this year, all year long. You know, they just did what it needed to be as a complete team. You know, and you can't take that stuff back. And these kids, you know, are going to have some memories. They talked about that all year long. Some tremendous memories to come back and follow the Hawks here down the road. But you know, that's a tremendous group of seniors there. It's a good nucleus of young kids. Sophomores had a great year. You know, type of stuff. So look for some big things out of next year's team as well. But, you know, right now it stings. It hurts. You know, it's probably a good thing maybe it's a Friday night because I only got Saturday and Sunday to just kind of relax and heal a little bit. There's a lot of bumps and bruises. That was a hard-hitting contest. We got a lot of kids that are hurt, and kids are not going to feel very well in the morning, mentally or physically. But, you know, the sun's going to come up and everything's going to be fine. It just hurts tonight.
It certainly does. Well, Bill, the rain's starting to fall a little bit. Let's get you out of here. But first, let's talk the Hawkeyes taking on the Gophers tomorrow up in Minnesota. The Hawks went up there last year and defeated the Gophers. What are your predictions for tomorrow? I think you have to go first.
Yeah.
Oh, I did. I broke the losing streak.
Well, you know what? He did mention that. I didn't say a word about it on Monday night about how he won that game. It slipped my mind.
Yeah, it slipped.
Kind of like you leaving me in the parking lot when we came down here tonight.
Well, I heard your door shut. I just assumed, you know, it's a good thing you weren't 2 years old and I wouldn't have been able to see you knocking on the window. So,
and turn around for you were the 2-year-old.
Yeah,
I turned around
exactly,
for 1 second. You were gone.
Gone, yeah. That was a good way to start tonight.
So you get to go first, buddy.
Hey, I tell you what, that's going to be a heck of a game. The odds makers have gone back and forth all week long. The Hawks were favorites, and then the Gophers were favorites, and now they got them as a pick 'em, you know, type of thing. So you know how I'm going to pick them. I think it's going to be as close as what they say it's going to be. I got Hawks 24-23.
Ooh, I heard that 24, and I shivered a little bit. All right, Aaron, I know. Hey, I got your prediction from Monday night just in case, and it was 27-21 Gophers. So
yeah, I changed my mind. I think
I knew you'd have a whole week to stew about it.
I think the Hawks are going to come out. I think they're going to play well. I think they're getting the offense. The offense is getting some things ironed out. I'm going to take the Hawks 28-17.
28-17.
That doesn't give you much room to go in between there, buddy boy.
No, it certainly doesn't. Now, here's my problem. We got a total score of 47 and 45. Do I go above or do I go? I'm going to go above, I think. I had my prediction written down here, but that changed in a real big hurry with Aaron going. I'm going to go 31-17 Hawkeyes.
What was there?
31.
I thought he said 81. I thought, oh my goodness, those guys really impressed you last week.
I don't know. They didn't impress me that much. Yeah. So, you know what? We've got
17, 48. Okay.
We're all bunched together.
There you go.
You're stuck in the middle, buddy boy. I hate to tell you that.
Yeah, well, when it comes out 24-23, we'll be laughing.
Yeah, that's true. All right, buddy boy. We're done, man.
Hey, it's hard to believe our season's over too. So. You know,
that's tough. We're gonna
again. Thanks to the listeners. We have a lot of listeners here, guys, and they sure enjoy us. You guys do a tremendous job. So great job all year long, guys.
We got 3 games left. I think we're going to have to continue this pick'em thing via text message or a conference call througth the next few weeks because this is the first year we've really kept track of it.
Yeah,
and I think
pretty good rivalry now.
Yeah, it's become the Cy-Hawks series, but the Bill, Jamie, and Aaron series here. So, buddy boy, great job down there. We certainly appreciate everything you do for us. With the stats, you know, it makes our lives a lot easier when we just get to watch football and get your stats at halftime and throughout the game. We certainly appreciate that.
Yep, it's just fun. Great job, guys.
Thanks, Bill. You too, man.
down on the sideline, again, we thank Northeast Iowa Telephone for providing Bill's microphone for us tonight, as coming in with that. We certainly appreciate that. And Bill down on the sideline, I tell you what, Aaron, he makes our lives pretty easy up here on Friday nights, and we certainly appreciate that. Aaron, I want to say thanks to you as well. You make my life pretty easy too. You know, you provide that great color and keep that drive chart, and I certainly appreciate that. As another season in the book, I believe this was season number 7 for us.
Wow.
In the booth together, and love every minute of it, man. I love getting out here and being able to watch high school football any chance we get.
Absolutely, buddy. It's been a pleasure, and good luck this winter with Hawk Wrestling and well, I should say community wrestling and area wrestling, and Bill with the basketball, you know, him too, and we'll look forward to next fall with you guys again.
You know what? We just got permission here. We got permission we can possibly do our picks Friday mornings on the morning show with Mike Johnson. That's gonna get dicey. Now I gotta get up. I gotta get up early Friday mornings now to start thinking of my predictions. But
all right,
we'll have to look into that a little bit. But you know what? That's going to do it for us here tonight. We'd like to thank the sponsors of West Delaware Football and KMCH all season long, whether it's football, volleyball, basketball, wrestling, baseball, softball, anything we cover throughout the year. We certainly appreciate all of our sponsors, and we remind you again, any chance you get out there and please shop locally. These sponsors are putting this great coverage on the air for us every week throughout the football season and through all the sports, high school sports, whether it be West Delaware or any of the surrounding schools, and we certainly appreciate those sponsors keeping us on the air, and we thank everybody at KMCH for allowing us to do that. Station owner Jim Koloff, station manager Jackie Coates, program director Mike Johnson, of course news director Janelle Tucker, and Rob Edwards, and the sales staff Rhonda Menson, Holly Hager, Sarah Meyer. I hope I'm not forgetting anybody.
Swish in his
our sports director. I can't forget our sports director. That makes things easy too. Having him on that pregame show and Friday night preview show. We certainly appreciate that. We get to listen to that every week, and we certainly do appreciate that. And would like to thank Ryan, all the part-time crew running the boards. We've had Dennis Robertson, we've had Janelle Tucker running the boards for us, Ryan Moriarty, Ashley. Was Hildebrand? I can never pronounce her last name. I'm sorry, Ashley. We'll call her Ashley.
Okay,
I'm sorry, Ashley. We thank all of them for running the boards for us this evening. For my partners, Aaron Pleen and Bill Logan, this is Jamie Vasky saying good night from Saints Field in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Once again, the final, the Xavier Saints 27, the West Delaware Hawks 17. You've been listening to West Delaware Football on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH. Stay tuned for tonight's playoff online and playback game of the week, as it's a thriller as the Beckman Blazers travel to Franklin County to take on the Bulldogs of Hampton-Dumont. And now with the call of that game, along with Dan McLean, here's Kevin Shookman.